was in Nashville last week.
We're live.
Have you had hot
What's
chicken?
Yeah,
What place did you? What place did you go?
Hattie B's.
That is one of the best places.
I got there. No, there's one step down. There's Clucking Hot, and then there's.
Oh, you didn't do the full. You didn't even do the full hot.
No,
You got to do it at least once.
the one I got was bad enough that I spent the next like 10 hours regretting it.
Dude, I went. You just have to
That's
do
every
it though.
Friday night for
Like
me.
when I went to Fire on the Mountain in Portland, and everybody's like, don't do it."
Then you
I
it.
did the hottest one, and I
You went where
immediately
no man
regretted it.
Has gone before.
And they don't mess around there.
Come on, put
I
your
would
hand
like
on
to
the
see
corner.
you do the hottest Fire on the
No,
Mountain.
here's the problem with the dry rub though. Is it's hot, but you're like, I can handle this.
Yeah, but then
No
it
problem.
it like stays with you.
Then when you digest
Yeah.
it, and it's like,
The dry rub
kidding.
stuff. It's like, especially with that Nashville hot chicken, it stays with you and it stays with you and it's
Oh,
like
dude.
burns inside your
You
stomach
guys have
and then
to
it
go-
burns coming out.
You guys have to go to Mr. Taco.
Yeah, I've heard about this Mr. Taco.
They have this like
It's
amazing
in,
salsa
where is
bar.
it?
It's down in Redlands.
Okay.
They have this incredible salsa bar, and they have one like it starts at medium. They don't mess around with
Oh
mild.
my god.
And the hottest one, they put it like way in the back, and most of them have like a ladle.
Yeah.
It's got like
You
a
know
little
it's like a
spoon
little
like this,
tiny-
and
Oh
it's like a
my
little
God.
jar, and it's called like it's like Inferno or something. Dude, it's rad. Like, and I love hot
You're
stuff.
making
And I just get,
noise.
like a little burnt.
You're making noise.
David.
You can't do that.
We go deaf over there.
Also, like, how much are those headphones? Are those like super fancy?
No, these were like $50.
Okay.
Have you heard his noise canceling things though?
Are they both?
You've never.
Noise canceling?
I've used those.
Headphones?
Well, I remember Matt had one of those and almost gave me like I seriously thought I was gonna like. It makes you feel weird.
It's really weird.
You have to. It takes you a little bit to get used to, and at first you're like, I don't know. I'm like,
what's
"Ugh."
happening?
People
Fall
get
over.
sick with those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes, but like
you're,
I
like,
could totally
equilibrium
see
gets
like
off.
on a plane, like,
Yeah.
oh my
I would
gosh.
vomit. Yeah, I would vomit.
Yeah.
But it could also be like amazing.
Yeah. Well, because he was
Just
telling
like
me
noise,
That's
like
most
no
weird.
noise.
He was telling me, I'm like, no, dude, whatever. It's just headphones.
No,
and then
dude.
I put them on, and I was like,
It's
oh,
real.
what's happening?
It's
Yeah.
real, but they are not cheap.
No.
That's like when I knew like certain people were rich because they would talk about like on their podcast, like, yeah, I just went and bought some noise canceling headphones at the airport store, and I'm like, that's like $400.
Yeah, with like 100% like up mark.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Or just like,
Mark
oh
up.
yeah, I just got some Beats the other day. I'm like, that means you're a rich asshole.
Yeah.
Because one, Beats are not very good.
No.
Like for what you're paying.
And they stain your teeth purple.
Yeah. Terrible. But Dr.
You're-
Dre's teeth,
Oh
all
my
fake.
gosh.
That's right.
All of
But like,
That's right.
but like,
That's
so
why.
like, you
Now
can
you
get
know.
like a better quality like Sennheisers for like a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
But like, I guess like that's
It's
just-
a name brand.
It's the name.
It's cool.
That dude is a billionaire because of that.
It's got cachet, man.
Yeah, he's got enough to fix
So,
those teeth.
for freaking. And now they got the Beats earbuds, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
They're wireless. They're Bluetooth in all fairness.
Yeah.
I
So
do
it's like
dream
this-
about. I have thought about like I investing because like I go through so many. Luckily, like at school, I basically have an unlimited supply of earbuds, but I'm breaking those all the time,
I'd break
all
it.
the time. Well, just like getting yanked off or like all these things, and, like stepping on them and running over them,
That's the
and
thing with these headphones.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you just get a new cable.
Oh.
fancy.
It's the best.
Dave over here with his fancy
You can
headphones.
get the ones with the mic built in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should check the
We check it.
microphone and
Learn from our friend's
checking the
mistakes.
microphone here.
Check.
You're gonna get in.
Yeah, you
here.
got it.
I was
cozy.
letting Phil get some
Right.
face
No,
time.
no.
No. You got to
Mic
get
time is
in.
more important.
We're checking the microphones.
All
checking
right.
them all.
It's
There's
pretty
only
good.
one of them.
Let's hear it.
I think that's gonna be fine. Checking the microphone here. Gonna get in. Oh yeah, you sound fine. You're great.
No. You gotta get in.
We're checking the microphones.
Yeah,
There we
that's
go,
great.
yeah.
All right.
Checking them all.
Yeah, I'll enunciate a little more.
It's fine. You're fine.
Audacity, love it, man.
I'm old school.
Throws me back.
This is what I've
Yeah.
used since 2004.
Yeah.
So
Still free.
still
Yeah,
free.
exactly, yeah, man.
It still works. It does all the stuff I need it to do.
Doesn't require an eye lock.
Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, I have my MacBook in GarageBand, and I've tried it, and I'm like, why would I want to do this?
Yeah.
And GarageBand's podcast mode
Yeah.
No.
is bull honky.
I use I have to use Audition to do because
You and your fancy.
I edit for another podcast, and there's like pluses and minuses, but it's in the end, like I prefer doing my own on Audacity, even though I have the software in my program. It's just on my computer.
All right,
You can do anything with it afterwards. It's basically just like raw in Audacity.
Yeah. So
We've started doing the YouTube chat because we realized people are chatting in here.
wait, when was then?
Then
We have
just
this
happened.
funny
You just missed it.
inception that happens, and Phil does a Spaceballs. and-
Every time.
What?
It's happening now.
Oh yeah, I was like, what?
If you let it catch up, then it gets to this like, and then it's like this infinite loop. Like it gets real crazy.
It's like looking in a mirror with
Yeah, I was
mirror.
just about to say that. You just
Because then you start hearing it just over and over and over again, and then it starts coming through back in through the speakers, and we had to pull out because I'm like, I feel like we're about to get
we
sucked
almost
into
opened up
a
a rift in the time-space continuum.
Well, that's like one time when I was doing there was a period where I would do with remote desktops, and then there was this one company, they would have me, I'd join a remote session, and then I'd start another, and so we'd be like incepting the remote sessions, and at certain points I'm like, I don't even know what's happening right now. Like they're like, I can only see this session. They're like, what session are you in? I'm in this session. They're like, what? What is happening? Like, I'm in a WebEx to a GoToMeeting that's inside a GoToMy PC. Like, what the hell is happening?
Into a Skype.
Yeah, into a virtual machine that's also running its own GoToMeeting. Like,
And you just have a top spinning in there the whole
and that's
time.
where, Crozier, because we had a VMware server in his house, and so I'm like, let's see how deep we can go with VMware. And we had a VM. I think we had 8 deep, but we had a Windows Vista running on, and then inside that we had Windows. We had each version of Windows all the way down to 3.1 inside remote sessions, and inside a VM, inside a VM.
Virus in the 3.1 that takes down the entire system.
Well, then I took a picture that people got very upset about, where I had just Windows. I had Windows 7 running on and then inside Parallels, and I had both toolbars. So it had the start menu and the Mac dock, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
This is like every movie ever.
Yeah, but we had to do that on every Mac because Microsoft says this was Esri and it's very architecture based, so they use Visio, and Visio on Mac doesn't exist.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's so that I think Microsoft is in league with Parallels so that they can sell, because that's the only reason why these people are running Windows.
Yeah.
So they had a whole freaking Windows installed that we had to buy a license for just so they could run one program.
Can you just run like boot camp, like to run?
Well, Boot Camp is a giant pain in the ass because you can't image correctly on Boot Camp.
No.
So none of our image stuff worked on there. So we'd have to, if somebody really needed a Boot Camp, that's basically, then you doubles your setup time because you have to run. Then I'd have to go into Boot Camp, manually set up Windows, manually set up all their programs.
The Boot Camp is one where you reboot into Windows.
Yeah. And it has
So,
partitions. It's like
Boot Camp
partition based.
does not have any Windows 10 drivers.
No.
Wow.
And that too.
If
I didn't know this.
when Windows forced you to update from 7 to 10, or
Then
8 to
broke
10,
everything.
Oh shit.
they have no drivers for any of their video cards. They have no audio card drivers. So we had 2 of the Mac Pro towers, and we went to use them on this last show.
Yeah.
And they just weren't working.
Oh wow.
And I was in Westlake Village. I get a phone call from my boss, and he's like, "Hey, do you have clothes with you?" Like, yeah,
what you want to
great.
hear.
Start going towards the airport.
No.
So I flew out to the show, and sure enough, like, it didn't have any drivers for the graphics card, and it just wouldn't do anything except 1920 by 1080.
What'd you do?
We went to a totally different system. We
Okay.
couldn't even use them.
Yeah.
There's like, I looked on the internet, and there's like somebody that had hacked the Windows 7 drivers.
Were you
with, like,
doing that live
registry
event
editor
stuff?
and-
Like which
No.
one?
Like, were you like doing like live event?
Nah.
Oh no, that's Cavin's. Cavin's is
Yeah,
doing
that
that.
sounds more like it.
He does like basic, like probably like your like intern level,
I
like.
do that kind of stuff too.
But he does like gopher stuff at those kind of events.
That's why I was so bummed when I had to go out to this big show, because I was on like the smallest little like BS show that was like one screen and one computer. And I was like,
Are you still doing Thunder from Down Under?
no, I don't do that one anymore.
He was doing Thunder
It
from
wasn't
Down
Thunder from
Under.
Down Under.
Oh, it
It
was
was
I was like, what's
similar
that?
to. It was a male review.
No,
What?
there was females as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah,
Just-
man.
there's a-
Equal opportunity.
I thought you did like an
No,
all-male review
No, this was
one.
very like there was guys, there
Yeah.
was girls, there were straight guys, there were bi guys, there were
What
tri
are they
guys.
doing? What are they doing?
It was a musical theater performance.
Okay.
But it was like a little sexy.
It was
It was very
risque.
sexy.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
For other people.
Gross.
When you were working it.
Yeah. That's great.
But then like he used to do like they like ran the sound like when they were interviewing people after they got their Oscars.
Lighting
Oh my god.
For the Oscars photography rooms.
Damn, that's awesome.
But he doesn't know anybody,
Yeah.
so he's like,
Oh,
it's
no.
total. He knew
Sandra
he knew
Bullock?
Jeff Bridges.
Dude.
I'm like, dude, who did you see? Did you see the Coen Brothers there? And he's
And
like,
Natalie
I don't know
Portman.
who that is.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Sandra Bullock, the dude, Natalie Portman.
That's why he's perfect
Okay.
for that job.
Which
And
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
great, yeah.
it is. And he met William Shatner
That's
once.
amazing.
I had my hand in William Shatner's back pocket.
That's hot. That's super hot. You never have to buy a drink again at Comic-Con at least. Yeah.
Well, they just tell you like, oh hey, can you go get Bill's mic?
Yeah, they're like, hey, can you go take care of Bill? I'm like, sure. Where's Bill?
Oh, and he met Jamie Lee Curtis, and he almost got to
Yeah,
do a
Jamie
wedding
Curtis,
at her
like,
house.
she wanted me to do her wedding.
And we were freaking out because we're like, you're gonna get to meet Christopher Guest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like they're
amazing.
freaking married, but then he ended up not doing
Yeah, at the
it.
last minute, they're like, we're just gonna do something really simple.
Plus, you probably could have got a shit ton of Proactive. Or no, of Activia. for free.
Activia.
Yogurt for years.
You'd have been regular forever.
Yeah, that's right. She's like the
Yeah.
spokesman for that.
Yeah, which is really weird.
Hey man, you know how much money they get for
Yeah,
those
good for her because
commercials?
she's
That's like, how much did T-Mobile pay? What's her face?
They're going for a couple hours, probably.
She was-
Let's say the Pins gave you a call right now, and we're like, we want you to be the new. Face
I'd
of
be the
Pins.
face of
Yeah.
Depends.
But
I'm,
for the right
I'm
money.
pooping my pants and I like you.
Well, that's like people. I love Jeff Garland does a whole bit because he's like, people always give me a hard time about daddy daycare, and he's like, they gave me $1 million. Are you
Oh,
telling me that you would
yeah.
say if Ice Cube goes up to you and says, hey Jeff, I'll give you $1 million to be in this movie with me, Ice Cube,
Yeah.
you're gonna say no? Screw you. Like that's basically his response. Like
Yeah.
screw
Point of
you guys.
contention, it was Eddie Murphy.
Daddy daycare.
Oh, yes.
Oh wait, no.
It is
Which
Eddie
one was
Murphy.
Ice Cube?
I own that on DVD.
No, it was the
I-
Ice
I do-
Cube
I do
one.
too, I do.
Wasn't it the Ice Cube
Are we there
one?
yet?
Are we there yet?
No, he
No,
was
Jeff
in
Garland.
Daddy Daycare.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Are We There Yet?
But like the thing is, like I don't have an image, so like I've never been considered sexy. So like
So
Jamie
is
Lee
Eddie
Curtis
Murphy then?
breaking
That's
sexy
even more.
into,
If
like,
Eddie
I'm super
Murphy,
regular.
Eddie Murphy wants you to be in a movie
Yeah.
with him, I don't care what movie it is.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be in a movie with Eddie Murphy, even if it is like that weird storytelling movie and
Meet Dave
whatever.
too. Let's do it.
Meet Dave too. Dude, remember when that head was just driving around everywhere? Do you remember the giant
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy head?
Yeah.
I remember seeing
He's
that on the
made some
freeway.
Interesting
And I
choices.
followed that thing around for a little bit because I'm like, what is happening? And it turned out it was just a big old marketing thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to drive around with this Eddie Murphy head.
Yep.
But you know, he probably
I
said the
followed
same
that
thing.
thing.
Sure, $1 million,
Well,
I'll do it, or
he
whatever.
gets-
However,
Were you there when because you got to be there for some of like the great like
Yeah.
the Smodcast. Were you there when McMillian was telling his Eddie Murphy stories?
No.
Oh my gosh, because he was in either Meet Dave or one of them, and so like, and he was like Eddie Murphy's cool, but he wasn't because I guess like he had a stand-in for when like because you know a lot of actors will stay
Yeah.
when they're shooting coverage. Eddie Murphy was not that guy.
Yeah.
And he's like he was cool, but I spent most of the time acting in with his stand-in, and but he's like that dude just like he's got a lot of mouths to feed.
Damn. Wow.
And he told us all these other crazy stories about being on because he was on What I Like About You with what's her face, Jenny Garth
Okay.
and Amanda Bynes.
Oh, okay.
So he was telling us all these stories about
Yeah.
that and how like so you know there's Lisa Kudrow's show. What was the Comeback?
Okay, I never saw it. I heard
Well,
about it.
so she played like this like washed up actress that's like having a comeback, and apparently most of the material that she got from the comeback was because Friends filmed right next to What I Like About You, and she would watch Jenny Garth have these meltdowns,
Damn.
and like so like some of the stuff from the comeback is directly
Yeah, Jenny.
like
Huh.
Jenny, she's doing because there's one like What I Like About You where Jenny Garth had to wear like this giant muffin costume or something. And then there's a freaking comeback, and she like locked herself in the bathroom and wouldn't come out. And then there's a comeback where Lisa Kudrow, exact same thing.
Muffin costume.
Muffin.
So apparently, Lisa Kudrow in the
Hates
comeback
muffins.
is just making fun of Jenny
Huh.
Garth. Because it was this situation where I think they told Jenny Garth she was going to be the star of that show. Ended up being Amanda Bynes.
Damn.
It was kind of that situation.
Wasn't Amanda one that had the procrastinator? Yeah.
I'll get to it
Eventually.
Well, then there was the Amanda show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
But
one.
this was what I like about you.
I know, but her sketch show.
No.
Amanda.
Well, wasn't that because that was like after all that, and they were like, this one was really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there were so many other good people on all that.
Nick Cannon got his own show.
That's
At
true.
the same time.
That
They
show
all-
was great.
The Nick Cannon show was great. I agree.
That was kind of all past my time, but I did watch all that for Little Pete.
Plus Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel
Oh,
were
what
great.
was the bathtub when he was just like a French guy in a bathtub sketch?
Oh yeah, that was great.
But I mean, I was already like in high school. So
That
I
was
wasn't-
too, and I still watched it.
I watched it sometimes, just not. I was like Little Pete's on this, and Keenan and Kel were really funny.
Yeah.
And
Good
then
Burger.
Good burger.
Dude, that
Yeah.
that movie is weird. I love that movie.
it is great.
Are you mirroring it to there? I saw the reflection in there, and I was like, I think I'm tripping. And I was like, oh shit, we're in the Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we gotta get going.
Yes, we should.
That's me taking over.
Oh my god. You're like,
I saw that we had the Chromecast. I'm taking control.
Oh, I forgot I had that turned on. I was watching wrestling.
Now you're watching Spectrally Noising.
Gotta get our setup here.
Okay, chats. There you go.
All right. You ready?
yeah, man.
All right. Don't make too much noise over there.
I'll be fine.
I don't know. Matthew's a way better quiet.
Matthew just sleeps.
Matthew
though.
just- All right. Wait. Sorry. Microphone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creecy.
I'm Phil Vecchio.
And we've got a special guest tonight. I know some of our listeners have been listening since the BrendoMan Minute on Bagged and Boarded days. So if you've been around since then, if you remember Smodcasts, if you remember Smodcastle, if you remember Sir Internet Radio, you've definitely heard this guy's stuff. If you've watched the some of the Jay and Silent Bob cartoons, and this man, you've heard this man. If you listen to Popsicles, you've definitely heard his compositions. Matt Cruz,
Oh my gosh. Hello. Wow.
back from the dead.
Thank you for having me, sir. I feel so, wow, that was so nice. I felt
How
like-
long ago was that? Because I feel like the last time I recorded something with you was the Popsicles. Derek and
It
I
was
came
a
to
lot-
your place.
No, we did. I met you one more time after that. I think it was the Popsicles party. I think it was the
That
end-
was after the Popsicles.
Oh, it was after the end of the world party?
Yeah.
Then yes, it was one
Because
more
you
time
were
after
the
that,
you were our announcer at the end of the part. But then we did when we kind of started doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I remember we went up to your place.
Wow. It's a whole other lifetime. I forgot I did most of that stuff that you were saying. I was like, I did do that. That's weird.
Yeah, because you did the what was it? The Start Tunes.
I did the Smotimations
Smotimations theme song, and then
me.
a bunch of stuff on
Which
the
is just
different
Muse News.
Sir shows. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you did Muse News.
And they're like, I was like, I could do some other stuff, and they're like, oh no, do Muse News, but just say the Smart Cartoon. I'm a one-trick pony.
And then my favorite hit that I listened to regularly, you had the Popsicles Christmas song,
And
and Moves Like Brendo.
Moves Like
It was
Brendo
Brendo,
is
that's
the
right.
jam. I was just blaring that the other day.
It is pretty great.
You
You
got
got like
your
your sister to do background vocals.
Yeah, man, she was singing for it. I was sad we never got a Brendo dance video
'Cause
to it.
Derek didn't. The first time I heard it,
Yeah.
I'm like the background because he thought you just did it over the regular one. I'm like Derek, listen to this. The background singer is singing Moves Like Brendo,
Yeah.
and that's when Derek like completely was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." And then the last thing you did was you remixed when I did
Oh,
when
yes.
I was
What
because
was it?
I now have
Oh,
the
what was that?
Brendo singing, and it was the
Oh.
video that Josh directed.
Yeah.
The she was Shut Up and Dance with
Yeah,
Me.
Shut Up
yeah,
and
yeah.
Dance
Because
with my
our friend
Brendo. Yeah.
directed that music video.
Wow, did he?
And yeah, friend Josh Forbes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hat
okay.
tip.
Shouts
Got
to
nominated for a VM. Well, he's the guy. I don't know if you remember this. It was all over the magazines. He was nominated for Video of the Year, and
Okay.
they made him pay for a ticket to the
Yeah.
VMAs.
And he couldn't afford
And he
it.
couldn't
so he did
afford
like
it, so he did a GoFundMe, but it caused this huge uproar
You know how you
because
could-
everyone's like, "Look at how horrible MTV is. They're not even they don't need, the directors of the videos have to
Can't
pay,
go, yeah.
and he had to sit like up in the with the peons.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
But he ended up going.
See, you should have done a GoFundMe with a Brendo dance video to fund his
But
trip.
That would have
So-
doubled his
because
you should have done that.
I don't know, like, so Popsicles, we haven't recorded one in a while.
I
We're
know.
working on it,
I
but
know.
there's a new segment, the Brendo sings. It's just a gold mine
Yeah.
for but and then
be remixed.
so this was me singing that song, and you did a great
'Cause it would-
remix.
it would
My
make me
favorite
happy.
part is when it's you in the background just going Brendo, 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 Brendo.
Well, it was like I would imagine. I was like, I wonder. I'm like, if I say his name enough and it sounds, I'm like, I wonder if he'll walk around going like, Brendo.
I should. Well, now I have to do that.
Yeah, man.
The latest thing that Derek got me to do was I did a karaoke to
What?
What's Love Got to Do with It.
Is it
'cause
out there?
Yeah, it's out there because I did it at the end. We didn't tell people it was going to
Okay.
happen.
Okay.
So at the end of some episode, it's just because we talked about that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wouldn't it be funny? And I'm like, ah ha ha. And then Derek's like, you're going to do that. And so I found one of the YouTube karaoke videos
Yeah.
and just recorded myself singing along.
It's done and done. You send it to me. We'll remix it and we'll do a new Brendo track.
But yeah,
Oh, dude, we need that.
Yes, we need a new BrendoMan hit.
So, and then my other favorite thing that you did, and I have told Phil this
Oh,
story, is when, because you were again a
Was
regular.
it something good or was it something?
No, it's good. It's one of my
ridiculous,
favorite.
embarrassing that I
It's
did?
one of my favorite things. So you are a rapper,
Uh-huh.
and and
I'm a rapist.
you were one of the few. You
Yeah.
got to guess.
Yeah.
You were was it
Dominic Dierkes, yes.
You were Dominic
yes.
Dierkes because he had this podcast that he did,
The
and
Anytime Show.
and he would always have just a random guest from the audience in addition to his celebrity guest.
Right.
And so Matt Cruz got to guest on a show that Aubrey Plaza
Oh my
was
God.
there.
You're talking about Dr. Plaza
and
Jerky?
so Aubrey Plaza
Wow.
said Matt's name, and Matt took it and then put it in his rap song,
Aubrey Plaza's on my mixtape.
just saying Matt
But
Cruz.
she was also, but it's a good thing. So you're like, Aubrey Plaza was talked about me, but Aubrey Plaza also talked about me in context of jerking off all the time. So it's sexy and
Like
not
a
sexy.
mixed
Yeah.
compliment sort
I'll
of
take
thing.
it, you know.
But man, because you were there for Smod Castle days, so
I
you
was,
saw,
sir. I
you had some
unofficially worked at this
crazy,
podcast.
yeah, just like all of us,
yeah, all of us, yeah. Phil, dude, you look immortal, sir. I haven't seen you in like
right?
3-4 years, and he looks exactly the same. He walked in
Thank
the door,
you.
and I was like, man,
I'm probably
I feel like
wearing
the
the same
last
shirt.
time
you
you
know?
might have been. That's okay.
Well, I saw you at Universal one year
I
when I
was-
was with Lynch,
I was known to
and
be
you
good.
got to
I hooked you up.
you put us at the. Well, I did not think I was not.
No, it's okay.
It was not nice what you did.
Why?
But it was cool.
Yeah.
He put us at the front. We
Mhm.
got to be the first people. We were in the Walking Dead maze, but
Yeah.
that meant
You
we were
had
at the
to
front
be the
front,
of the
yeah.
Walking
Yeah.
Dead maze,
Yeah.
and I made Derek go in front of me because we were triggering everything.
Yeah.
And it was scary as hell.
Yeah, you guys had like 25 minutes left, and I was like, I saw huge Brendo in the back. I was like, he looks terrified. Let's clear out the fucking maze and send him in first.
Yeah.
It's good times.
There's
dude.
nothing like going through a scary maze with
Dude,
Brandon.
I'll never do
well,
it.
the all-time was. I think
oh.
I'll let Phil
We've
tell
told it
it.
before, but
Him
since
do it.
Matt's here,
Matt needs to
Please.
hear
we
this
went
story.
to the
To the Six Flags.
Magic Mountain, Six Flags.
Okay.
This was years ago.
And overall, it wasn't as great, but they had a clown one. And if
Oh,
you know
no.
Brendan, he is clown, right? So we go in there, and he's been all day, like he's the narrator. So
Yeah.
this stuff isn't as good as Not Spare Farms, better, Imagine, blah, blah, blah. And so we go in the clown one, and we're going through, and he's kind of getting freaked out. Phil, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's in front of me.
This maze did something I'd never seen
All
in a
of
maze
sudden,
before.
like a platform opened from the ceiling and
Oh
like
my-
swung down, and the guy was up there and was like, oh. And I swear, he jumped in my arms like Scooby into Shaggy's
Oh my
arms,
God.
and I had to like carry him out of the thing. Ah!
I completely lost.
his
I didn't know that was allowed.
Yeah.
A monster coming from the
Yeah.
ceiling.
That's
Well, now
wild.
Universal does it all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
They come out of the floor.
It's wild.
They come out of everywhere.
It's wild.
I remember a Freddy Krueger like came out of the floor, and I like
Yeah.
flipped out.
See, I don't do any of that. I don't go through scary
That's not your-
mazes. No.
You've worked those things.
Here's the thing though. See, like, so they set everything. I have worked those things, but like they set everything up, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours before, I'll go in with all the lights on and go through the mazes and like look at everything. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Once lights go on, I'll never
You're
go in
done.
again. All season, I never go in.
But you even like you see the actors and stuff. You
I
know,
don't care.
The Walking Dead one is crazy because
Yeah.
I saw them transporting like the little girl,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh gosh, it's a real little girl.
It is. It's fucked
That's
up.
terrifying. Like a real zombie little girl that just comes out at you.
Yeah.
Because I always assumed it was like, because the Chuckies are like little people.
Yeah, there's. Yeah.
But the little girl, like the governor's daughter, it's a little girl.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and they're terrifying. They're really cool. to
The
hang out with.
Reagans
Yeah.
in the freaking, like this year they had a Exorcist maze.
Okay.
The Reagans, real little girls.
Wow.
And it's very unsettling.
Yeah, dude. It's weird to see them all out of costume, like in a break area.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just sitting smoking cigarettes, like pounding monsters, and then they go like, "Oh, I gotta go scare somebody." Yeah, it's good times, dude. Are you going this year?
We go every year.
Okay.
I go with Lynch. Actually, we went to Knott's this year with Phil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil doesn't really do that stuff.
I'll go every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like halfway in between you guys there. I'll do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, I
But-
don't like the gory ones so
Yeah.
much. I like eerie, like ghosty
Yeah.
stuff.
Seeing a lot of Universal stuff. I mean, they do eerie like really well, but they also do
Jump scares.
gore.
Yeah, and gore
really
jump
well.
scares. Yeah.
It's, I mean, like it's
I
fun.
mean,
It's-
there's the Texas
know.
Chainsaw one where like they literally spray blood.
They love that one, dude. They keep bringing that one back.
I know. Well, it smells gross. They got the smells
Yeah,
Yeah,
going.
they pump it in.
It smells like barbecue. And,
Yeah.
like,
I barf in that. Like,
and-
I don't want to do
well,
that.
like the worst was I still like we talked about it last week. The trapped maze at Knott's where they used actual human poo smell. Because there was a scene where you had to reach in a toilet to grab the key, and
Okay.
it smelled like human feces.
I've always wondered this, and like I feel like we're close enough where I can ask you this without you being offended. What is it in people that want that? Why do you want to pay like $60? You're like, it's great. It smells like shit.
I
There's
think
blood
it's
on
just
me.
the
I was
like.
terrified.
I think it's the rush.
Yeah.
It was the most scared I've ever. Well, because that room wasn't scary. The one that scared me, and I've again told this story,
Okay.
was because each room. This was like a proto escape room.
Okay.
And each room you had to solve a puzzle and get a key. So this one was like you had to figure out that the key was in the toilet. then
That's
you reach
fun.
in the
That's
toilet.
different.
Well, then the next room was like there was like a bunch of like cages,
Okay.
and some of the animals were real and some of them weren't, and you had to reach in and grab. So it's like these kind of physical challenge type things.
Why do you want to do
It's kinda
that?
scary.
Why do you want
And
that?
then you ended up
Brendo?
having to walk into it. Like there was one giant cage, and
Yeah.
that's how you got out of the room.
No.
And then, this room, but then the third room was what almost broke me. Because
Okay.
there is a safe word, and if you say it, you're done, but you just spent $50,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm like, I'm good. I'm so good. And then we get in a room, and it's all mirrors. And I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I already know where this is going. And
Yeah.
I kind of have a Bloody Mary phobia
Yes.
from being a kid, and like, you know how it is. And there's an actual scientific thing where your brain, they've studied it, where you can make yourself see stuff
Yeah.
when you're doing that. There's a scientific effect that's what causes it. And I've experienced that. And it is kind of unsettling, where you could basically, your brain will trick you into thinking that there is something there.
Yeah. I
And-
still go with the lights on bathroom every time.
Oh yeah,
Every time
never.
I go. I'm
I would
going
never
with the
go in the bathroom and like never.
Yeah.
And plus there's that Martin Scorsese directed
Maze?
Amazing Stories.
Oh, I was
The
like,
episode-
yeah.
No, the Mirror episode of Amazing
Yeah,
Stories,
okay.
where like he keeps seeing this monster in the mirror, and eventually it comes out in the reflection of his, because he's broken every mirror, and then he's looking into his girlfriend's eyes, and he sees this monster, and it grabs him, and then he turns into the monster.
Oh my god.
And it's
that's fucked up.
terrifying.
That's super fucked
And it's
up.
Martin Scorsese, so it's
Okay.
really, really well done and real scary. And most of those Amazing Stories, like they were all over the place, so you
Yeah.
never knew when you were getting. And some of them were legitimately terrifying,
Yeah.
but some of them were kind of like funny or like
Yeah,
clever.
poignant.
But
Yeah.
you just never knew what you were getting with those. And this was one where I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna have nightmares for weeks now. So that's in my mind, and so we're in this mirror, and then I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen? And we start hearing we just hear this whisper, say my name, and I'm like, oh,
Brendo.
and so we say it twice,
Okay.
and they start materializing. I'm like, oh, it's all
No.
TVs. It's all TVs.
Oh, no.
But I'm standing next to a full length mirror,
no.
and so when we say it the third time, she pops in the third mirror, and I'm like, oh wow, and then.
No.
Again,
Brendo.
we'd signed a waiver so they could touch you. She breaks through and just grabs me.
Holy
And
shit.
I did lose my mind, but I did not say the safe
Oh
word.
my God.
But I did almost pee myself.
Well, props to not being yourself.
And then the room after that, we had to eat bugs.
Why? Brenda, why are you doing this to yourself?
I
You're a
don't know,
good
it's
guy. You're a
fun.
good guy.
See,
People like you.
Well, people do that Fear
Yeah.
Factor show.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you wouldn't do that Fear
I would
Factor
do Fear
show?
Factor
Yeah.
show because I get paid money.
Exactly.
What about the one at Universal?
I mean, well, it depends on what's at
They
stake.
have it at Florida. Like I think you can win like a cruise or something.
I would do it for a cruise.
You'd eat the cockroach or
I
whatever.
could get cockroach for a
What
cruise.
about the grossest thing I think I ever saw him eat on Fear Factor was raw bull testicles.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they're like
they're
the size of a softball, and you had to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
depends on what's at stake.
What if like
Okay.
Fear Factor what is it, 250?
To what?
Is this like
$250,000?
Isn't it like 250?
Yeah.
Done and
You
done.
need a
That's-
raw bull
that's
testicle.
different.
Yeah, because there's money at stake, and because it's. I mean,
This is a man that I've gotten him to. He won't go through a hair tunnel
because that's
for $1
gross.
million.
What's a hair? Is that a euphemism?
No,
You know.
no, he's
Is that
Phil
like
has
an
a
unshaven one?
Phil has
No.
a huge thing about hair.
I don't like
His
hair.
biggest
like loose
phobia
hair.
is hair.
So he
So-
imagines a tunnel that I have to crawl
It's just
through with
full
just
of
hair
hair.
hanging, and it like brushes past.
And I'm like,
it.
at the end of the tunnel is $1 million.
He invented
A
this
million.
thing.
And no?
Oh, dude. I mean,
1 million.
Well, it depends on what kind of hair we're
Look
talking
at this
about.
That's a
guy.
family.
No,
It's
no.
You have a family.
It's disgusting.
That
I
would
hope
pay
you play
for
this
your
for your
kids'
kids one day.
college.
And they're like, oh my God. Any
Yeah.
hair.
I know.
Audrey could have gone to college,
Yeah.
but you turned down the hair tunnel.
If someone, like, if I had certain guarantees, like, is this clean hair?
What is
Is
this?
it washed?
You won't die. You won't get sick after it, and you have
Oh.
$1 million.
Well, see, there's a guarantee there. If I'm not getting sick,
You're not
after
gonna
it.
get
You're not gonna get
sick.
sick.
I mean, maybe for $1 million.
But you definitely have to have the hair in your mouth at times.
Oh, we'll see. No, these don't do things like that. I'm keeping
I
my
gotta
mouth
tell you,
closed.
I've been in some hairy situations, literally, and I've gotten paid.
And
zero.
I've
spent
even-
money for it.
I've even done scenarios where it's like Monty Python in their entirities at the end. They're gonna do a reunion show just for you.
Oh.
And he's
I
like,
mean,
no.
that gets tempting, you know.
Yeah,
It's
what?
tempting. And Terry Gilliam is holding a bag with $1 million in it. He's like, here you go.
Well, okay, then you like up the ante.
And you have to put some of the hair in your mouth.
See, then you throw that in
But
there.
hair
then
in
it
your
messes
mouth.
everything up.
I put that hair in my mouth for 10 grand. I put that hair in my mouth for $500 right now.
Yeah, it would happen. I would go hair in my mouth the whole time, though. The whole time, or just partially.
For
See?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. I was gonna say I would do it for $50. Just even I would pay to get paid the $50 that you would pay to be scared to go to the hair tunnel.
To go
Yeah.
for the hair
Yeah.
tunnel.
Done.
I just love that the hair tunnel is a thing now. Like,
I
it's not
love
a
it.
thing, but
I
he
will-
came up with a
This
thing.
all started because when we were like, because both of us had really bad insomnia in
Okay.
college. So we just would be up at
Doing
all
what if,
hours,
yeah.
just like doing because it started, it usually involved puke. And first, because we were talking about, Phil was saying how much he liked this girl, and I was saying, oh, and then I was saying how much I liked this other girl. Phil's like, well, if they kissed you and then they threw up in your mouth, would you still like her? And then there was like, what if you swallowed some of it? And then it just got worse and worse.
Oh my
And then we would be in the computer lab, and you can't talk in the computer lab, but we had our little chat,
Yeah.
and then we just try and
I
gross
just
each other
like try to
out,
make him laugh
Hair
out
tunnel
loud.
question
Yeah.
and just try and get whoever laughed out loud first, like lost.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so we would just come up with like the
We were
grossest.
super mature in college.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah. Higher education.
Yeah, and we still basically
But
do the
then
same
we
thing every week on the
basically-
show.
We still do like, would you if like if your wife like threw up in your like mouth and then like.
That's different. I feel like
It
at
is.
this point you're in.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's beyond the point.
Well,
of
I
return.
had like, because I mean you've had poo in your, if you had poo in your mouth,
not in my mouth.
but did a kid pee in your
Have
mouth?
you,
No.
or have you ever?
But if you had a pee, okay, how close is pee
I've never
and
like
poo?
we.
If you had it on you,
because we were prepared when we had kids.
yeah,
We took the proper precautions, and there's little like
gas masks.
what do they call them? No, they call them pee-pee shields.
No,
Yeah,
they don't.
oh,
It's like a pad that you
Okay.
cover so that when you're changing the diaper, it stays where it's supposed to stay. And
Okay.
I'm saying we were prepared.
Man,
I've gotten it on other, I mean,
Yeah,
it gets
I had
everywhere,
Audrey like
but-
throw up right in my face.
Oh, dude, he got it like in the beard even.
It
wow.
was gnarly.
It was baby milk. Like,
Okay.
it was.
Well, you
it was
could do
It's not
Yeah.
adult
Yeah.
because but I mean you've had to like clean up large amounts of
Oh,
poo
dude,
and puke.
yeah. As if
Yeah.
like before I had kids, I never thought I could handle it. Once you got like, there's a switch that goes on,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, like, all right, I guess
Yeah.
I got to do this.
You're also, by the way, David is in the audience tonight. We have an audience, David. The other Phil. It's not just Phil
Yeah,
pretending.
Talking to myself behind
That's
me.
when Phil and his brothers and his dad are around. Like some people, if you listened on audio, would be convinced this is Phil having a conversation with himself because they kind of all sound the same.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
For sure.
But yeah, so Matt, you are now living in
I
Riverside.
am in Riverside.
What brought you to Riverside?
We're close again. I have family in Riverside.
So it's kind of that situation.
I'm kind of in like, you remember at the end of episode.
Well, you were going to school.
I finished school like in Smart Castle days.
School.
Finished school in Smart Castle days.
But you went to the LA Film School.
I did.
But then you also did recording.
That worked out well.
Did you do the recording one?
Yeah, I did the recording. I did the recording school.
And then weren't you like doing stuff with like Dr. Dre's son?
Yeah. Someone imitated me the other day. They're like, I'm gonna be Matt, and like they're like, here, I'll walk across this bridge, and they walk across the bridge, and they're like, that was a great bridge. Fuck this bridge, and they lit it on fire, and that's happened to me multiple times.
You like bridges on fire?
No, but I've been on bridges that have been lit on fire.
Oh, okay.
You just cross over rickety bridges. That's the problem.
Yeah. But I'm Mexican. I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll hold. That's government issue, man. So yeah, now I'm in Riverside. I'm like Yoda circa like the end of episode 3, where I'm like, in hiding I must go. So I'm like, I'm chilling out. I'm in the fog right now, building it back up.
You got your rap album out.
Yeah, I have my rap album out.
MattCruzSucks.com.
Yeah, wow, thank you, Brenda.
Get up on that.
You should get up on that.
You should send that to Jensen.
I should. You know what? That's a great idea.
Like, have you ever rapped for Get Up On This? Like,
I have.
All that stuff that they do?
I did. I had a theme for Get Up On This back in the day. Yeah, man.
Because some of those, there's one, which one do you do? Do they still play it? Because I swear I've heard you on that show.
I don't know, because somebody called me out on Twitter from Get Up On This, like, in the past couple months, and I was like, oh, shit, they remember me.
Well, there's another guy that kind of sounds like you.
Oh, okay.
The Laid Up On guy. The Matthew Collins guy, he sounds kind of like you.
Maybe it is me, Brenda.
Oh,
yeah. Secret identity.
You should definitely, like, when they do new beef season, which has got to be happening soon.
New beef season?
Did you ever listen to beef season?
No, I didn't listen.
All the rappers just recorded. They were just kept recording new tracks on each other.
Themselves seriously though?
No.
Okay, good. All right, I'd be down for that.
But it got put up. These guys were getting attention, and like this one magazine said it was the best album that wasn't released last year.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Mainstream attention. You need to get up on that.
Hot Carl's got cred.
Yeah.
Hot Carl has a lot of
I'm
cred.
telling you, you need to get up on there. We had him on the show.
You got Jensen on the show?
Yeah.
How'd that go? He's a good guy.
He's great. They're great people.
He's a really nice guy.
One of the guys that like I met from that Smog Castle days that has stayed a true cool person.
I dropped in on him.
Not that everybody isn't cool. Just saying some people might not be as cool.
Process of elimination in every group. Somebody's not going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Jensen was never like, he was only like on the periphery anyway, so he's always kind of doing his own thing.
I think I texted for him a couple times. I did a couple Get Up On This jingles. He's always been nice to me. I've dropped in on him at the gallery a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I'll hit him up. But yes, MattCruzSucks.com. That's where it's at right now.
All right.
So,
and then you also recently, the thing that brought me, I just saw this pop up.
Yes.
You've been doing stand-up.
I've been doing rap and stand-up. So
do you do rap in your stand-up?
Yeah, let me level with you on this, Brendan.
All right.
Rap is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Rap is terrible, and almost all rappers are dumb.
Are you familiar with Open Mike Eagle?
No, what's Open Mike Eagle?
He's a rapper and also that does stand-up.
I gotta look him up.
He's pretty great.
Maybe that's me too.
He has he's on a podcast I listen to called Tights and Fights.
Okay, wow.
It's about wrestling. It's on the Maximum Fun Network.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're
he's all in your wheelhouse.
Yeah. He also was recently on Harmontown rapping.
Oh.
He did a battle rap with Harmon.
No, he did.
You know Harmon rap.
Yeah, he does it all the time.
All the time.
And shit. Yeah.
Harmon's rapping is kind of amazing.
He's great. He's hilarious.
It's really funny. I don't know if you listen to the one where Brandon recently pointed out to him that the whole F your mama thing is a crutch.
Wow.
So he kind of tried to consciously, because every single rap that Dan does ends up devolving into just him talking.
Right.
It's like his great thing.
Well, like every rapper is already like, I'll fuck your girlfriend. I'll fuck your girlfriend. I'm like, why are they always after this same person's girlfriend? They're always after your girlfriend. So
I think the inherent, I like, because I've been getting more into hip hop because of Get Up On This.
Are you getting cultured, Brenda?
But there's so much inherent misogyny and so much of it that it bothers me.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Like even Kanye, I have trouble listening to because I'm just like, this
Kanye?
isn't cool.
Yeah, even Kanye.
But some of Kanye is like amazing a lot of the time.
The good Kanye, he doesn't write, Brendo.
I understand that, but I also love his performance aspect.
Okay.
When he came on SNL and he had that freaking sheet
dope.
and like
super dope.
Sia's coming out and like all that, I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Just as a performance piece, even if you don't like rap. Like I don't know if you saw that time he came on. Like he's done some crazy stuff on SNL where I'm like, this dude, even if you don't like rap as a performer, this guy has giant balls and doesn't care. And as a performer, as a performer myself, like I respect that because you're talking to a guy that got on stage not having any musical experience and like wearing sunglasses and a shirt that said BrendoMan on it. So I understand Kanye. I understand where he's coming from, but he's actually succeeded.
You should reach out to him.
Way.
You should
I'm sure.
You should. I guarantee you're the only podcast on the web that's like, I understand him, and
I think I do. I also think I like Gates' theory that he's like, because he's obviously he knows he's gonna get a response when he says certain things, and people still fall for it all the time. I cannot believe people still fall for Kanye's like constant. He's like a freaking WWE villain. He's Triple H.
He's Booker T into that.
And you're still falling for it every time, and I'm like, I don't get that because I'm like, it's so obvious to me what
people
he's doing.
Love
but he's also legitimately like has some mental health issues going on. Like the whole Trump thing, I don't know what happened there.
What did he do with Trump?
He hung out with Trump because he's like, you know what, guys?
Amazing.
I think Trump's all right, and everyone's like, what the heck?
Oh my god!
Like this was like right before the election
Brenda,
too.
that's the look I just gave you when you were like, Kanye West is great.
But then he went to go meet Trump, and Trump didn't like meet with him. So he's like, all right, I'm done. Like momentary lapse of insanity, I guess. But he has a lot of those now. And I mean, also like the whole I don't know thing. But I understand as a performer, like and then you read Jensen's book when he was working with him. And like just that somebody like he got basically was told no for so long. And Jensen was there in that room when he played Jesus Walks and freaking and freaking Jay-Z and all those guys laughed him out of the room because he's just this producer. Nobody cares what he does. That song became one of the biggest rap songs of all time. All time. And they laughed him out. So I respect that like because he's not just some guy. Because like I, as a indie punk rock DIY guy, like I like hearing those stories where that guy got laughed out of the building, but then he became Kanye West. Like you can hate him. He says a lot of insane stuff. I don't agree with anything. The Cosby feels just like absolutely. The Cosby thing is nuts.
I don't even know what
he's totally defending.
No, he's
Cosby.
not. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
He also is defending OJ, which is I think as a Jenner, like they have to. I don't know.
He's
like
out
that.
there, dude. Wow. You should become that. You should have him on like once a month.
Gates worked on a video with him, so that's where I heard.
Did he really?
This was back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gates met him, and Gates said he was cool.
Where are you at with your hip hop culture these days, Phil? How are you getting your
parents just
Phil knows a lot about the Christian. Phil's
hard.
very familiar with the Christian hip hop scene.
Do you know Lecrae?
I'm not personally, but I've heard some.
But he what are the guys?
Brainwash Projects. I don't know if you're
LA Symphony.
I know LA Symphony.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like
Pitch
some
and
of the
John.
guys
I love Pitch and John.
But he's like
I used to work for his record label.
I
remember I was just about to say about the DIYs guys. Like you guys have been doing it for years.
That's about as close as it gets. Those guys are cool. It's just there's elements of stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah.
It's not always for me.
No, it's not. Because rap, you're right about the cool factor. Rap you can either be like the coolest person like in the fucking room, or you can be a grown ass man on stage like telling everybody how great you are, and you look ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, because like Jensen talks a lot about rap battles and stuff.
Which are
so
stupid.
I started watching some of those. My favorite thing though that they exposed me to is these new ones that are actually compliment battles.
Oh, that's
and you watch these videos and they are amazing.
Yeah, see, I'd be in for that.
It's like these British dudes that started it, but now it's becoming this really hot thing.
Okay.
But it's like these British guys just trying to out-compliment each other in like a really funny rap way.
See, that's phenomenal.
And it's great. Like that's super creative. And then I also love because I love MC Chris. Like I'm a huge MC Chris fan. And like his is because it's not like this again. There is that stereotypical misogynist gangster kind of. I would.
Well, okay, and I say parents just don't understand. It's funny, but I enjoy like fun rap.
Yeah,
I don't like mean stuff.
Arrested Development.
But like,
uplifting.
There are some fun things like that, you know, and I don't know. It's got to be a specific kind of thing. It's kind of like how I am with country music. Like I will listen to Hank Williams and do not care about Garth Brooks. And it's definitely not
speaking of that, have you guys heard of? In Orlando, I was in a lift, and I was exposed to a type of music that I had heard about, but had avoided all my life, and then I heard it, and it's the most awful thing. What is Dave doing? Okay, so it is called New Country.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this?
No, what is it?
So apparently it's like the popular country stations. It's basically
like
taking a hip hop track.
I heard this. I love it.
And then having a twangy country singer be like, "I'm sitting here with all my girls."
Yeah.
And it's and this stuff is huge. Yeah. When people now say that they're into country, this is what they're into. And it's the most hot garbage thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I was actually going to bring that up tonight.
Because it's like this twangy guy being like, "I'm here at the party with all my people." Yeah. Like, and these are like cute. And this girl is singing along to this stuff, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Okay, but now imagine that, like, you're hearing, like, I'm here at a bar with all these girls and all these people, and you're at the bar, and you're like 6 drinks in, and there's a ton of people around having a good time. It's so much fun.
I'd rather be listening.
So much fun.
I think I don't want that new country garbage. I want like I don't know, classic rock, or I'd give me Jimmy Buffett ahead of that.
I'll take Jimmy Buffett at the same time, but also I want to be drunk with all these girls.
But I just can't imagine ever just driving along in a car and singing along. It's garbage. But you look, that stuff is huge. Yeah. It is huge. Yeah. They're making huge money. Yeah. It's like the only genre of music besides hip hop that's like actually like making huge tons of profits and getting new listeners on the radio and stuff.
Yeah, but like how often,
which is nuts.
Yeah, but like how often do you listen to like Chumbawamba like when you're driving around?
I just did the other day.
Okay, friend, I'm asking the wrong person. But like Chumbawamba at a party, anytime. You can put that on, it's always a good time.
Dude, I don't know, but I just had never been exposed to it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Wow.
How was your Orlando trip, by the way? I know you covered it, but just how was it? Did you have a good time?
It was the best time.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Phil before I even got the quite, because the whole thing was I spent this crazy amount of money on
I can imagine.
Performance Center All Access tour.
I saw your
intro. Phil, the first thing he asked me was, I got out baggage claim, he's like, was it? And I was like, I'd do it again.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I accidentally almost made a big faux pas as I came in. I came in with my Monster like a bro, and I was like, "Oh, it's good to see your spot here, Brendo." And I like threw my stuff down, and I threw it on Brendo's like his all access chair, his autograph chair. I saw it. He didn't even know. He didn't even react. He was such a good host. He's like, "No, it's okay.
It's fine. That stuff's not gonna unless you like. If you rub it, then I'd have a. If you took your jacket, like rub it. Oh,
I was like,
writing on your chair.
That stuff's corrosive.
That is.
Yeah, right through it.
Oh my God.
So speaking of that,
yes,
I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room because Phil's been very Phil like already. You called me on Saturday and immediately started quoting from my promo.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
so what were your thoughts?
I'm BrendoMan. I'm BrendoMan.
So,
and I am insanity. You don't know insanity. I am sanity. He's like, and I'm going to show you.
That was good, right? That was great. Okay, because here's the thing about that. I had so before I went to the Performance Center, I'm like, what am I going to do for a promo? I had some ideas. I even had some lines figured out. And then I see the wrestlers doing their promos because they did a bunch of them. Yeah. And then we had a promo class with 2 of the wrestlers and one of the writers.
Who taught it?
It was this one wrestler. He's a military guy. It was their NXT guy.
I'm getting.
So one of them was a lady that hasn't debuted yet. Her name's Lilith.
Okay.
I thought it was Mary Dobson. It's not. It was another chick. Okay. They've got so many awesome wrestlers there. Like it's insane. And then the other guy was this army dude that's wrestled a few times. Okay. The guy that comes out like in his army gear.
Okay.
But they were awesome because they're like, look. I know some of you guys, they even said, like, I know some of you guys probably have, like, your promo. You need to, like, throw that away.
Forget everything you think you know about promo.
Yeah. So then they kind of took us through this class, and the producer guy, Ryan Katz, who's awesome, he's, like, kind of, because he used to be a wrestler. He was.
I was going to say, I feel like I've heard that.
Did you ever watch, so first off, did you ever watch XPW back in the day?
Oh, no, probably not.
But he was GQ Money.
I know the name GQ Money. Though.
Yeah, he's kind of an indie. He was an indie.
He's been around.
And then he was did you ever watch the Wrestling Society X on MTV?
No. MTV had wrestling?
For like one season. Okay. And it was like all high spots. But think about like Seth Rollins was on it.
What
Colt
year is
Cabana,
this?
This is like 2000. 5-ish.
Wow. Okay.
It's like Joey Ryan, Colt Cabana, Seth Rollins, like a ton of these guys.
Okay.
And it's like this crazy, but they really edited the crap out of it, so it was all high spots.
Wow.
And like the matches didn't actually flow very well.
They chopped it up.
But then they'd have things like these like exploding ring match, and it would be like the camera shaking, and like bad special effects.
That's terrible.
And so, but he was the man. He was behind that. And
props, dude. Super props. I loved your promo. I thought it was great. BrendoMan was like, this is what BrendoMan's about. BrendoMan is about passion.
And then
BrendoMan is like.
So here's the thing. Like, so I did that. They're like, so I'm like, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. But I had just been thinking about, because Sanity has this really cool entrance, and I was thinking about how cool it was. So like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call out Eric Young.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right. Holy shit.
Which Eric Young is a scary man.
Oh my
god. And then I'm like, if I call out him, I gotta call out Killian Dane. Killian Dane is like legit 6'10", like twice the. He's a giant hairy Irish man, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it because these guys were calling out wrestlers. So I'm like, I'm gonna call out some wrestlers, and so. But then I'm like, so I just get up there and everything. That was one take. Unscripted.
It was great.
And I think I did a pretty good job. I was very impressed. And then that was behind a green screen. So they did all that like BrendoMan. They did that. That was the WWE production crew. So the next video that comes, I don't know when we're getting it, is my highlight video of the whole experience. Okay. So that's going to be...
Is that going to have you do the walk down the
ramp? It better be... Okay, so I don't know if you didn't hear about this, but I got to do Shinsuke's entrance.
Shit, dude.
With him there.
No way.
And then when I get down to the ramp and he's standing there, we did the stuff together.
God damn, that's so metal.
And then I almost fell getting into the ring.
No.
Because... the wrestlers getting into the ring
really easy.
So it's not easy.
Yeah, those are like taut, right? The ropes are super taut. Yeah.
They're super taut.
It's high,
and it's high, and it's just kind of just the idea. I'm like, I'm in a WWE wrestling ring right now, and like I was kind of losing my. And not to mention 90. Every single wrestler in the Performance Center is cheering. I'm looking down. There's Chris Hero. There's Aleister Black. There's Roddy. There's Ty Dillinger. There's Nakamura. There's everybody. Oh yeah, dude. I had breakfast with Nakamura. Like, it's
Brenda. What would have happened if it went wrong? So like, I was so proud that you took the initiative though. But what if like you got backstage, right?
Well, we were having this whole thing.
Oh, did you already?
Before. No, this was before. Phil was convinced. Phil was convinced I was gonna like throw up on Nakamura.
I was gonna say you call out Eric Young, and what if he's like, hey man, that was great, and he like fucking slams the door, and he's like, take off your shirt. Like, what would you do?
I signed the thing saying there was no physical harm and no physical contact.
He's like, we lost it, bitch.
I didn't sign that paper. You did.
I would love it.
you take your beating and love it.
Wow.
Well, but the real funny thing that happened was they had these two brothers that came and they did the whole Mega Powers thing.
Okay.
And then in the promo class, and then they got to do it again in the ring because I'm like, it was so good because they even like the dude's macho impression was amazing.
What?
You could tell they had rehearsed this.
Wow.
And it was two brothers, so it was just perfect.
That's amazing.
The Hulk Hogan Macho Man. So then they get in the ring and do it in front of all the wrestlers and everybody's marking out. Yeah. And then during their promo at the end, they called out the Authors of Pain.
Whoa.
So when they did it in the ring, the Authors of Pain are right there.
Oh,
and they actually, and these are two giant dudes. Scary. Although I can't look at them in the same anymore because on Tights and Fights, how Lovely pointed out that they basically look like giant adult babies.
Oh,
like if you
you still don't want to make baby mad.
But so they actually just got up on the apron and then got in their faces. And they kept doing it though.
My god!
But I'm like, but you could tell they were like, oh crap! Like, oh jeez!
I would have started a rap compliment battle in
that. But then they just kind of backed away because like what? And I was standing next to Coach Bloom, like Prince Albert, and he's like,
"Why
are they?"
Albert?
Yeah, he's the head coach,
dude. Holy
but
shit!
He's like, but he audibly is like, "What are they doing in the ring? Like, what are they gonna do?" And he's like, "Oh," and then everyone's like, "It's." Someone's like, "Don't worry about it, it's fine." But I'm like, "Whoa, what's about to happen?"
Props for doing it, Brendo. Well done.
It was fun.
That's amazing.
It's funny when I first watched your promo, I was like. Because, I mean, I have, more limited exposure, but I was like, dude, is he going to, like, do the scream? Like, no, rah, rah. Like, I didn't know what Brendo we were going to get,
See, the screaming is what everybody does, which is why I didn't do it.
You took the baby face approach. It was good. He was tough, but he was
passion.
Yes.
Because you're that. Wait. Okay. The heel's the bad guy. What's the good one?
Face.
You were the face.
But also like I'm like I have to say the BrendoMan.
Yes.
Because the thing that I got that was from Derek. Because when I was about to go up on stage to do my stand up. Derek's like, you need to put on the sheet the BrendoMan so that then you'll always be the BrendoMan. And it was too late because I'm like, that's a great idea.
It is, yeah.
And then so I'm like, oh crap. But now I'm like, I gotta do this. Like for Derek, I gotta say the BrendoMan as many times as possible. Because I'm the BrendoMan. And then I think at one point I even said I'm the big bad BrendoMan.
I'm working on memorizing it. I mean, I've only watched it like 20 times.
Phil's we recorded this song in college that Phil knows every single word to.
But,
even when I messed up, like he knows the entire thing because he listened to it so many times.
Yeah,
that's a proto BrendoMan.
It's out there.
Oh, you gotta listen. I'll play it for you.
Brendo singing. Well, okay. Set the stage. We talked about this, but blah blah blah. We were in college.
We'll play it for you at intermission.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'd known him for a couple of weeks, maybe.
It was like October.
I worked at the radio station in college, which we had access to recording equipment. This is pre-computer stuff, So we would go in there and just, we'd all write stuff and then just take turns recording. So we invited Brendan to join us. And he came in and we didn't know what he was going to do.
Well, first you had me playing bass on
we were just messing around. I recorded some stuff.
That's how Matt basically taught me how to play bass. He's like, just do this and do this. So I started doing it. I'm like, holy crap, I'm playing an instrument. And then I'm like, these guys are the coolest guys in the whole world and we're making music and we're
So then it's Brendo's turn. Like, what do you
I had my poetry in my Spice Girls notebook.
Spice Girls notebook with poetry. And he had recorded he made a track.
Rebirth. Did you ever use Rebirth?
No.
It's like the earliest of loop programs.
Okay. He made it and he recorded it to a cassette tape. He popped it in there.
Because this was 1998. And I had my computer hooked up to my stereo.
And then we're like, what is he going to do? And he gets the mic and he just starts yelling, "You left me crying, ripped my heart to shreds. I still cry and I still dream. I still love you. Even
and then they started singing along.
I still love you."
Wow.
Dude, I can feel it's like.
But I just naturally,
it's beautiful.
On the fly, I just came up and like, okay, this is a chorus, so I'm gonna start repeating this because I have my poetry.
But I can only follow one thing.
But then we just remixed them last year. And turned them into acoustic songs. You still haven't done the video.
I know, I did actually post
There's video.
I have video of I'm playing.
I have the recordings.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's good stuff. But dude,
that was like your hustle and flow moment, Brendo.
Yeah, I guess.
You stepped up to the mic.
In the moment, we were like,
well, that's kind of how my whole life has been because I didn't know what was gonna. You were there my first bagged and boarded.
You were terrified.
Well, because Matt also upped the ante by saying, Russell, what do you say? Russell Brand is here.
Yeah.
So my first exposure was me doing and I think he did it to throw me off.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of thing that Matt would do. Yeah. And I came out and I'm like, I'm gonna do. And also, my last thing seen was Kevin giving me a thumbs up. So I'm just like, ah! And because it was thanks to Kevin that I got out there. That's a secret I don't think I've ever told in public. Kevin's the only reason I got to be on Bagged and Boarded.
Wow.
But so I got out there and I just did it, and that's like every big moment is you just gotta go out there and do it and
take the shot
and like stand up, same thing. But every time I've done that, performing on stage musically prepared me for doing Bagged and Boarded.
Yeah.
Doing that prepared me for getting up in front of 80 people at Helium nightclub. Like everything builds to the next thing.
Yeah. Well, so and after we had done that recording, like I booked a lot of shows. Well, I still do some shows, but
we booked ourselves as a band.
So I was doing a festival at the college, and I booked us as the opening band.
So we could basically get more money.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because we were already getting a promoter fee, and we're like, how can we get? Because they kind of screwed us over.
Yeah.
Which is another long story.
Giving us a huge budget to work with, and I'm like,
so we're like, we're gonna. So basically, we had this giant food budget that we went and ordered. We got like 10 dozen Krispy Kremes.
Wow.
We got like a bunch of junk food at Smart and Final.
Gave it out to
everyone. Gave it out to everybody. And then we booked ourselves as a band and paid ourselves like $500.
Yeah. Wow. Well, so it was me. I played acoustic guitar like with a distortion pedal.
Okay.
He had his boombox with the cassette tape.
And then
we had our friend playing bass.
And then Matt. Steve had also his guitar.
He played electric.
He did it once.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the core was me, you, and Matt.
Yeah.
Matt Moss, now bass player for Cold War Kids.
Woo,
We
shit.
played
Wow.
3 shows with
Played
that
3
lineup.
shows.
God damn.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, you guys been doing it for a long time.
Well, Phil's been putting on shows since he was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
1995.
Oh,
Man, that
my
was the first
God.
We're
time.
about this year is going to be Blue Christmas 20.
20 years.
The
of Blue
show that we
Christmas.
started my
Yeah.
freshman year.
20 years.
Phil's still been doing it every year.
Yeah.
Well done, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Damn,
That's kinda-
PopRocksMusic.com.
Yeah.
It's kind of your one show you do now.
Well,
but
yeah, it's kind of.
we need to do some other
last
stuff.
couple years.
Well, you have you have a lot of responsibilities.
I do.
You got a
Oh, got
podcast?
family or something?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
Yeah,
this?
it's
We got
kids,
life.
Two
a wife,
kids.
yeah.
Which, I love that you were mourning the fact that your son is now about to enter a number grade.
Yeah. He's gonna be out of kindergarten.
Aw,
Once
that's
you're
a
in the
big
nu-
deal.
Once you're in the number grades,
Yeah.
it's
Now you
all-
got
just
2
count
number
up from
grade
there.
kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big question, which I know we've talked about this before, are you gonna have to get a job next year?
Well, I mean, yes, but
Okay.
it's all.
What are you gonna do?
I'm still only at home like a certain number of hours because I'm the primary caregiver.
Okay.
So I mean, I've been doing stuff. I've been doing the
Yeah.
getting paid to edit podcasts.
But are you gonna get like a part-time job?
Possible? I might do some subbing.
Okay.
Nice.
But again, like the kids, I would have to do it at their school because they have like a shortened day schedule.
Yeah.
So Luke.
At
would
what
get out
point
1
is that
o'clock.
not gonna be cool for your kids?
What?
You subbing at their school?
Oh, well, I would do
You
it.
got
in
a
the
couple
upper-
years. You got a couple
Well,
years.
they're in kindergarten and well, next year they'll be in 1st grade and 3rd grade. Oh my gosh! So they're on like the elementary campus, and right down the street is the junior high and just junior high.
okay.
So I would do the junior high.
Okay.
There you go.
That'd
But
be
then,
cool, yeah.
Because that's where I'm.
but then
that's
once
where my
Audrey
wheelhouse
gets to junior high, do you think she would even allow you to
That's
substitute?
don't know.
yeah,
That's
what you gotta
it's
catch.
kinda-
Because what if like she walked? I'm sorry, I don't care how cool you are.
Yeah.
If your dad is teaching your
It's
class,
not gonna fly. Yeah.
game over, man.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not
we've
gonna-
had experience like because my wife's a teacher.
Yeah.
And
I've met her. She's very lovely.
Yeah,
I've
that's
met her
right,
once
that's
or twice.
We could never have her in her class because like our kids
Also,
are
as a
angels
teach-
at school, and then when they get home and like we did independent study because we went on a trip to New York, and so we had to do a bunch of extra work at home, and they just like melt out. Oh, this is hard. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is hard. This is like you know how to do
Yeah.
this. I don't want to do schoolwork.
Yes,
like
yeah.
it does not work.
Yeah.
But they would never do that to their teachers at school.
Of course
They're
not, yeah,
angels at
yeah.
school.
So you
So
think
it
like
that
even
does
if-
not
yeah.
work. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I had a friend they actually like had to like the kid because it was time and like she was the only so they ended up going to a different school
Yeah.
because like he's like I'm not teaching my kid. There's no
Can't,
way.
Yeah, no, I couldn't even imagine that, man.
No.
But yeah, well, so I think we need to actually just start.
Yeah.
on this.
Sorry.
Well, no,
the show, right?
it's not the
Nice.
show,
Oh.
but on this letter.
Oh, yes.
because we're continuing the Kalmbach.
So we'll get now. Did he send a new one, or are we working?
No,
on
we're
the-
working on this.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to give an update first for actually we should do this the second half because we should let's take care of business.
All right,
and we'll
taking
start
care
this.
of business.
We'll start this at the
At
top
the beginning of the next
of
one.
the next
All
one.
right.
Actually, right now, to give us more time next time, why don't we do some rock cards right now?
All right, let's do rock card. Oh, Matt's here.
Who brought the-
Matt's here.
Did you brought a pack though?
We have my
Oh.
brother. So Carson, my brother, for Christmas
Okay.
gave me a box of these,
Wow.
and we came up with this thing where we open a pack on the show and try to guess because they're called rock cards.
Okay.
And we try. Phil will read the guy's name. And we try to guess what band.
Yeah,
they're from.
I heard the
Okay.
segment. Okay, all right.
So
I'm
you
very
could play.
excited.
I don't know.
1991.
I don't know how familiar you are with the 1991 metal
And it's all
hard
metal
rock
bands,
scene.
yeah.
I was not even born yet, but let's try it out.
All right. First up, we have Tom Kiefer. You're allowed to see the picture.
Okay.
Open chest, leopard shirt
Okay.
there. See, he's a vocal guitar songwriter.
I think this is from one of those no-name bands.
You might have heard of him.
91.
1991.
Oh, ooh.
Any guesses? Any guesses?
Brendo, you're alive. Take the
I
first
have
guess.
no idea. I was listening to metal and I don't know any of these guys
All
except
right.
like the really famous
Is your
ones.
guess is poison?
It's always poison.
Yeah, it's a good guess. It's Cinderella.
Nah, I would
Okay.
never.
There you go.
Nope.
He does like that open shirt look, though.
Yeah, look at him. He
Yeah.
looks like a G. He looks like Kenny G.
All right, this one is one I know Brendan
A lot
knows,
of
so
them
don't
do
guess
look
yet.
like Kenny G.
Angus Young. You'll notice this one is actually.
Oh,
it's an
come on,
older
you
picture
gotta
there.
know
This
this.
is bad.
He's got the hat.
Okay, read me
This is-
some.
This
read
is
me-
signature.
read it
Okay,
to- read it to
lead
me.
guitar player.
Okay.
Let's see.
He's famous.
He played on 14 platinum albums.
Okay.
He's world famous for his Fassbender guitar work
Okay.
and delinquent schoolboy image. They're famous for this look.
He
Famous.
wears like a schoolboy outfit
Oh man. It's
and he's doing his guitar solo.
I got nothing. What is it?
Beep, boop, beep. That's AC/DC.
Okay. No, this is gonna be rough for me. Okay. This is showing a real.
It's like hip hop.
Oh, this is a freebie here. We got a band card, the Sisters of Mercy.
Never even heard of them.
Yeah, they were big back then.
I only know of them, I think, from rock cards.
Yeah. Well, they were also on some soundtracks.
I'm sure I heard something of theirs, but
what? Set It Off?
I know they were definitely on like this because I don't know if you remember the Spawn soundtrack. It was like a bunch of like metal rock guys combined with electronic groups.
What a mess!
I thought it was pretty sick.
Oh, sorry.
All right, no. Sometimes I read ahead to get some good quotes here.
If we had Yo MTV Raps cards, I have seen those out and about.
Yeah, we need to get those.
Tell you what, I'll find them next time I come back.
All right.
I'll bring it back.
Well, you were the one that got me. You almost caused a huge addiction because you got me a pack of 90210 cards.
Oh, I did. That's
and
right.
I didn't even know there was a thing. And Phil can attest that I was going around because Phil's always looking for Animal Crossing cards. Yeah. And so I would ask, "Do you have any of those 90210?" They'd be like, "What is wrong with you guys?"
What do you? Yeah.
You have two grown men asking for 90210 and Animal Crossing.
This is Brendo. You're reaching back to a lifetime that I'm like, wow.
I still have my Ghostbusters mug with BrendoMan on it.
Mug, the BrendoMan mug.
Yeah, dude. I get this knock on my door and it's Matt Cruz at my house, and he's got me this Christmas present. And he got me a BrendoMan Ghostbusters mug. I did. And this was when Ghostbusters was not like prevalent.
Cool. You were carrying the fucking torch, Brendo, for Ghostbusters.
Find that stuff right
now.
Yeah.
And not especially not with BrendoMan on it.
Oh man. Wow. Good times.
Yeah.
All right, this one's pretty good. This is Jerry Dixon.
Okay.
He's a bass guitar, and I'm going to read a quote
from his
profile here. It says, he enjoys time on the stage, but the talented bass beater, that's their writer. His writer's great. Man. Has other loves too, including
he's a bass beater. I have never heard that term before.
Including his tattoo collection, which he will gladly show to anyone who asks.
What a creep!
He's a bass beater that will show off.
Who will show off his tattoos?
He looks like Bug from Uncle Buck.
We got.
He does.
Warrants.
Okay.
From Warrants.
What?
And he wears some short
and by the way, Mad Zappa did comment, and he knows all of these.
Oh, I believe it.
Okay.
We have a friend who's a metal drummer.
Okay.
And yeah, Joe Cooley knows all the
He's a drum beater.
Too.
Yeah. A drum beater.
Yeah.
Skin beater. Beats those skins.
That's disgusting.
All right, we got
that does sound really bad.
Janie Lane or Johnny?
Janie Lane.
Janie Lane. Okay.
That is shoot. I think it's Bon Jovi.
Nope. We got another Warrant.
Warrant. I know that name.
What do they sing?
I don't know. Metal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Warrant. I don't remember any Warrant songs.
Okay.
John Tempesta, the drummer. I think we've had him.
Tempesta.
Drummer.
I like that name.
There.
Something about him.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. He lists. Oh no, that's just his. That's his influences. All right. Anyway. Okay. Exodus. Got another Exodus.
All right. I'm gonna get one of these.
So we found out Exodus is like a big thrash metal band.
Okay.
Yeah, was not
like we thought it was a fake because some of these they never really had a hit and they just got on these rock cards somehow. There's a band called Salty Dog that I've never been able to find any of their music videos or anything.
Wow.
All right, we got Steven Sweet, drummer.
Okay.
And it's not from Sweet. I've already made that mistake.
Is he from Bush?
He is from you're in the wrong era there, but close.
Okay.
Warrant.
Another Warrant.
Another Warrant.
Is all of Warrant in this deck?
Yeah, we got the Warrant deck.
They have the whole. Wow, okay. You got the Warrant pack.
Okay. All right. How about guitarist songwriter Eric Peterson? Like a little.
So then some of the guys, you think they're a big deal, and it turns out, it's the Eric Peterson project.
Yeah.
And you never heard.
All right. He's got a good quote here. He lurks the stage like a gremlin on mischievous overtime. Eric says there is nothing like hanging with close friends and family.
Sounds like Derek.
What?
It sounds like a yearbook end of the year quote.
I got nothing.
Eric Peterson from Testament.
That's another one that we thought was a fake. Well, because also Exodus and Testament both sound like Christian metal bands.
Yeah.
And they are not.
They're not.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like Ministry.
Okay.
All right, we got
also not
black metal.
Kind of.
Okay.
All right, we got Brian.
Well, some of them are thrash metal.
Okay.
Brian Johnson.
Okay.
Wow, not to be confused with other Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
What's funny is because his name is Brian Johnson and he looks like Brian Quinn.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, Brian Johnson. Hit me with it. Hit me with something about it.
Well, you'll notice he's wearing
a hat.
A hat.
Okay.
Similar to one.
The
other one.
Yeah, I forgot. AC/DC.
Yeah, he's a vocalist.
He's a vocalist.
Oh, he's the lead of it.
That's after Bon Scott. So you know, like Big Balls.
I know what he looked like. Yeah.
Like that's Bon Scott.
Okay.
who had that like real, and then when he changes to the battery acid voice, that's
this guy.
That's him.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's like Dirty Deeds.
Thunder Cheap.
Yeah.
No.
David
That was
Gilmour,
Okay.
guitar and vocals from Cambridge, England.
Oh,
British.
that's Pink Floyd.
It's Pink
Well
Floyd.
done.
That's
Brendan.
David Gilmour.
Pink
I mean,
Floyd,
come
there
on.
you go.
I don't know.
Pink Floyd.
Kip Winger. Oh,
This is
I
where
know that
again
name. Why do I know
the
that
fact
name?
that Phyllis pointed out there are no females.
there aren't. We've gone through
And
40 days.
There are plenty of
None.
female rock and metal groups.
I'm like, how far back do they go?
From that era, like 90s, you could have done Heart.
And some of
You
these
could
are
have
like
done,
back
like,
into the
freaking,
80s even.
Like even like Joan Jett,
Yeah, I was
even
gonna say, Give Me
Susie and the
Runaways,
Banshees,
Yeah.
Okay.
even like that kind of
There's
stuff.
plenty that would have fit.
These are just like Rat Pack because they're misogynistic.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, apparently ProSet made another pack just called Music Cards, and they're a little bit more
More
wider.
That's good.
So Matt Zappa is trying to track those down because we have now opened this. Supposedly, some people were going to send us stuff, but Phil, have you gotten anything?
No, not yet.
Because we're like, if you send us stuff, we'll open it on the show.
Yeah.
Not yet. Okay. This is Kip Winger.
Okay.
It's from Winger.
Lead vocals and bass guitar. His quote, though, Kip's personal social cause is save the planet.
Is it Captain Planet?
That just is save
Just
the
save
planet.
the planet.
Not
That's pretty
saving the
generic.
planet.
Save the cheerleader?
Well, that's like in the
Yeah,
movie
totally.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Hug the Earth
Hug,
dance
yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Winger. Kip Winger from
Yeah.
Winger.
All right.
David Ellefson,
He
bass
kinda
player.
looks like Dave Mustaine.
Ellefson?
You should know this. You should know this one, Brenda.
Megadeth.
It is Megadeth.
There you
go. Oh, very good.
I've seen Megadeth live like a ton of times.
Have you really?
When I was younger, they were my favorite until like Dave Mustaine went real crazy.
Yo, Dave Mustaine is out there, but that seems like it's up your alley.
I met him once.
Did you?
Yeah, at a show. At a Megadeth show. It was at 4th and B in San Diego, and I was walking around during the opener, and I saw like this guy standing by the bar. Like, that looks like Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Oh, that is Dave Mustaine.
And?
I'm gonna go talk to him. He actually, at the time, he was like super Christian,
Oh,
and he
shit.
tried to like, and I told him like, I'm good, man, because he do you know about our?
Did Dave Mustaine try to
He
convert you?
did.
Oh my god.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
From Stevie Ray Vaughan.
From Stevie Ray Vaughan, yeah.
Wow.
All right.
That's a legend right there.
That's the last guess one. Then we got our artwork is Hanger 18. Who's that? That's a Megadeth.
That's a Megadeth one. They have the best artwork.
There you go.
Nice.
That's our
Well
rock
done.
pack for the
Skull
night.
Man.
Good rock pack.
Good
dude.
job, you guys.
That was
Good job.
solid, man.
It's definitely solid.
Yeah, I definitely got to brush up on these though.
Dave, don't you have some stuff?
I figured I'd take for round 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dave brought some stuff.
Oh my
Are you
gosh.
organizing the rock parts?
I'm putting them in numerical order.
This is my fellow OCD brother over
Give
here.
me the other one.
Okay, you want
Videos.
the current ones?
Yeah, how many duplicates do we have?
None yet.
What? I feel like we've been doing the same 10 cards like over and
they have
over.
like multiple.
Oh, they have multiple
each
poses
guy.
of each
So,
guy.
read what it says next to this number. I'm kind of concerned.
Number 2 of the Legacy series.
I think there's 2 series.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no.
Because this is from Grateful Dead. That's like
Oh, that's
the
why
old
there's the
guys
old
one.
guy.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
there's like the freaking Doobie Brothers
yeah,
and stuff.
Are you telling me
Moody Blues.
Moody Blues. Yeah,
You have to go through another canon of these?
man.
I don't know.
Holy shit.
We got a lot.
Oh my
Well,
god.
we still have like.
How
20
many packs
or
do we
something
have?
in there. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of packs in
Yeah,
this
there's-
box.
There's 20.
Okay.
We
They
got a
don't-
while.
I feel like today you buy a box and there's like 10 packs in there.
Yeah, they really gave you more for your money.
Yeah.
back then, you
For
know.
all $10, I think the
We
cards
got a
were
lot more
spent on
winger
this.
cards back
Yeah.
then.
Hey, look at a Berlin Wall.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right.
Back.
Well, speaking of things that are listenable,
Yeah.
That's a good transition.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Stitcher is something you can listen to podcasts on.
That is.
You can listen to us on there. You can listen to all the Benview Network podcasts, but be sure when you're listening to rate, review, subscribe, especially on iTunes. Really helps the show.
It does.
We love those reviews. We haven't gotten any lately.
Everyone's reviewed it. Review it again.
Yeah.
Review it again. Update.
I was listening to Soapbox Office podcast, and they were reading. They got some 1 stars,
Oh,
but
right.
they were like, because Josh is like, how I feel like I've failed as a creative person. This is the first like hate mail that I've ever gotten. We got our first hate mail long time ago,
Not for
Well,
Radio Brendo,
but
man,
just
though.
overall.
But
I'm
for
talking
our
overall.
comic.
Phil, we got a negative comment on Brax, and Phil almost lost his mind.
Well, okay.
Fuck them. Brax is great.
The first one, okay. the first thing someone just wrote and said that he didn't look like an alien. He looked like
that was my friend Eric. That was him being
that was
funny.
okay, but I was like,
but this one was like somebody.
He did a review of it, and he like ripped it apart, and he's like, "Man, these guys don't know how to draw anything." Well, I'm like, I don't know how to draw anything. He's right.
Wow.
Fuck.
But this one comment like feels like I want to respond,
and I said,
I'm like, no, do not engage.
No, yeah.
You cannot do that.
Don't feed the troll.
It was a good lesson though. It helped.
But the first time, because it's definitely like something you have to learn to deal with. And my opinions is if somebody cares that much about what you're doing something right.
I agree.
You elicited that response.
Because when I'm indifferent people don't comment. Different people don't. It's like the whole wrestling thing. Like it's like John Cena says because he gets the Cena sucks. He's like, hey, at least they're saying something. The worst is when you walk out there and there's nothing. That's when you know you're done. So I feel like at least people are responding. Good. You're getting a response.
Right.
And we have enough good responses. Right now, our iTunes, I feel like I'm basically asking for a 1-star iTunes review.
Yeah, we just opened it up.
But
like,
be sure to listen to all the other Benview Network podcasts. When's Alex P. Keaton is my friend coming back?
Well, I'm recording this week.
Did you know that Phil has a Family Ties podcast?
No. Oh
yes,
my
I do.
God.
He actually interviewed. He actually has interviewed a cast member.
Really?
That's right. Skippy from Family Ties.
Holy shit!
On my show.
How was that, Phil?
It was pretty awesome. I recorded it with him in a library study room in West Hollywood.
That's so cool.
It was nuts.
Oh my god!
Crazy.
Was he nice?
Super nice.
Okay,
super nice.
Price.
Did he like Brax?
We did not approach that subject.
He's like,
I had like 23 minutes with him, and we talked quickly. Super cool though, and he said he'll come on again. So it was all good. And
So who's your next guest?
My next guest is John Frisch.
Okay.
Of John and Keith and John are best friends.
Are they still doing that?
Intermittently, but he's now working for Ellen.
I know he's working on the.
Wow.
Well, he's on the digital.
Fun.
He was on the digital side because they got that app.
Yeah.
Well, that game that we were playing with Derek.
Yeah,
they have this really fun game app where you like you. It was really fun. We played it at the LA Comic Book Sci-Fi Con. You pick like celebrities and you hold it up. Mm-hmm. The person holding it up, and then people have to act it out to get them to pick it.
That's awesome.
And stuff, or like say things.
It's like
the one where you act
it's like that, but it's digital. So when you go like this, then it pops up the next one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you keep going and see how many you can get. And like there's one, and then it videos. It's also recording everything that it sees, so you can see the people.
Cool.
So it can lead to some very funny, goofy videos. There was one where like Phil was like acting out this stuff for Derek, and it was very amusing.
Good stuff.
Speaking of which, shouts to Derek. Hello, Derek. If you're listening.
I heard you guys had some beef.
What?
Would you like to dispel?
It's more of like
Phil had Derek also had beef, and they were able to.
Did you
dispel it?
Derek had beef with me.
Okay, all right.
And I just it was more like chicken.
Yeah. See, like the weird thing with this.
So what happened with you and Derek?
Nothing really. But the weird thing that I have, like, obviously with the gifts to Brendo and like the gifts to Derek.
Derek says that you were supposed to do something for him and then you didn't do it.
See, that's the point of it. We have this big brother image of the two of them, right? So to me, like one big brother like tells him to do something, I'm like, no, fuck you, man. But Derek and I, D's now DJ OPP Rock, not DJ D Rock. DJ OPP Rock, because I'll leave it at that. Derek was interested in some company I was keeping.
Oh,
well, he was, but that's gone. We don't talk to her anymore, so that's fine. But if Derek's listening,
is that what this is about?
Hey, that's what it was about, I think.
Okay, that sounds like a Derek thing.
Yeah, right. Derek likes to slide in. Derek does the slide, but that's okay because
So it's all good now.
It's all good now. I love Derek.
It's all good.
I love Derek.
All right. Well, that's good to hear.
That was not awkward at all. Yeah. I guess, you know what? I'll reopen that message. Tell you what, you tell Derek it's all good. I'll do whatever I was supposed to do.
So we can find you at mattcruzsucks.com.
Yeah, mattcruzsucks.com.
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I guess I'm still at Crafty Cruz on Twitter.
Are you because you seem to, really kind of fell off the feed.
I told you I'm in Dagobah right now, dude. I am stacking money and I'm doing open mic. Speaking of which, and if you're out in the Inland Empire area, I'm still getting used to calling.
You're playing shows and stuff.
I'm doing shows and shit, dude. So you could come out. I go to the Hideaway every Tuesday night. There's an open mic which I'm gonna get Brendo and Phil to come to.
Oh yeah.
Brendo's gonna perform at the Hideaway open mic one of these Tuesday nights.
Man, it just depends. Like
no, don't give me that.
I'm on a school schedule.
What time,
I said one of these Tuesday nights.
What time does it start?
Starts at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
we're almost at the summer.
When it's summer, I definitely will do it.
Can we do a summer BrendoMan
Absolutely.
Like series? Okay.
I want to go out to LA. I want to go out to LA and do open mics during the summer.
All right. So what's gonna happen then?
I want to get in on that. Suppose what I've heard is a brutal open mic scene out there.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Have you done it?
Yes. I've been.
What's it like out there?
It's like, is
it hard to even get up?
No, you can get up, but it was like I did Sunset Grill, I did Meltdown, a couple places like that. So
what's that like?
It's horrifying. Oh my god, because it's all great comedians.
Well, you never know who's gonna pop in on those, man.
Or those cats, like we've seen cats be down there, and then like 3 months later, they're regulars at like shows in LA.
Yeah.
So they're not fucking around, and so you're on stage with like half of the people are trying it out, and half of the people are gonna be on TV in like 6 months.
Yeah.
And the people who bomb, you bomb horribly, and like you never want to go back. Oh my god.
Did you bomb horribly?
Yes, I bombed horribly multiple times.
Were you doing your rap stuff?
No, I wasn't doing rap stuff. I won't go into like a comedy place and do rap because that's like I feel like that's like disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a bar atmosphere, people want to hear like jokes and they like rap. They're drunk enough to where they want to hear some good beats and some music. But if you make fun of yourself, it's totally a plus.
What if you did like comedy rap?
I'm not that fun. I'm not. See, here's the problem, Brenda. I'm not.
What's your stand-up like? What are you talking about?
I mostly make fun of rap.
Okay.
I make fun of other rappers, like especially if I'm drunk enough. Rappers that came up earlier, like there was a couple weeks ago. This dude came up and he's like, "Hey man, my rap name's Big Smooth, but like if you see me, call me Steve." And it's like I get up later, I'm like, "My rap name is Matt. If you see me, call me Matt, because that's fucking stupid to have a stage name." Big Smooth did not like that.
Man,
me are not friends with.
That's the burning the bridges you were talking
about. So Brenda, if you see Big Smooth out there.
Get smooth things over for us.
Wow, brilliant. Thank you, bro.
Well, don't forget to check out all the other Benview Network shows.
Yes.
Yeah, do that.
And also check out Mandarin Orange Show. You guys going? I just listened to you now have my mail that you didn't read.
Do, yeah. For some reason, Brendo's mail wound up in our junk mail.
What's up with that?
Wow.
Google doesn't like me.
Block him or something. I'm like, no, dude, I didn't get anything from you.
Wow.
It wasn't very like.
It wasn't like controversial or anything. It's good. I will read it.
I just was talking about how like Phil commented about how he would like to see a chip sequel. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening, and here's why.
Phil, no.
It's funny.
Oh no, Phil. Oh, this is the Kanye moment. Wow.
Here's the thing. You have to understand though, as a parent, I only get to go to the movies like every once in a while.
You took him to Chips?
No, I didn't take them. I mean like on a
date by yourself. Yeah.
So my wife and I went. So you savor those moments.
Okay, that's beautiful. All right, I feel bad now. I'm glad you enjoyed Chips. Phil.
I love that Phil's advice to my friends that are about to have a baby was like, go see every movie now.
Don't miss
You're not going to get to see movies
for
like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because you had at least like, there was a couple years where like Phil's like, I saw one movie this year.
Oh my god.
Well, because I mean,
and then you get to a certain age, and then it's only kid movies.
Yeah.
Right. Well, at least though, like my kids now are where there's some, I mean, we're going to see Star Wars.
Took her to see Tomorrowland.
Yeah. So there's some good stuff. Yeah. Obviously, not everything yet, but
Pete's Dragon.
Yeah. There's some good things.
Yeah. What if they remake Angus? Will you take them?
Well, I mean, I've got to.
Yeah.
You just like insulted.
Yeah, I know.
You just kind of insulted. I'm normally not a person that rips on remakes.
No, they're gonna ruin my childhood.
But like, I'm not gonna say that. I just don't know how you. I feel like if you remade Angus now, I don't know if it would work. I mean, it might. I'm already warming up to it.
There you go.
It didn't take long to turn around.
Love it.
So speaking of Angus, real quick, Patrick Reed Johnson is supposedly they're screening 5/25/77 with John Daly. That Star Wars is like, right? It's like they're four-walling it in places. I don't know how close it's gonna be to here, but if it's in LA, I might go.
Wow.
Cool.
And they might do it 5/25/77, like 5/25/2017 for the anniversary. And John Francis Daly's in it. Some other Ariana Richards from Angus.
Oh shit! You'd have to go. Yeah.
But
cool.
Phil was there. I asked John Francis Daly in person, and he's like, "Yeah, that's never
gonna
coming
happen."
out.
Really? Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so, and this was 2011. So this is not, they had filmed this. They filmed this like it was not that long after Freaks and Geeks. So it's gonna be like kid John Francis Daly, who's like full-grown adult now, writer of Spider-Man, director of the New Vacation,
Oh no,
star of Bones.
Oh yeah, is he Bones?
He was one of the guys on Bones.
But he's not Bones.
No, Angel was Bones.
I didn't watch Bones.
I didn't watch
Bones.
No, wait, Angel wasn't Bones. It's Zooey Deschanel's sister is Bones.
I love
and
her.
Angel is the like other guy. Mr. Bone.
Man, you really fucked him, Brendo. You knew everybody else's name. And then
I started watching that show when it first came on, and the fact that I think it's still on.
Is it?
That's really crazy. Man. And I think it was like their last season this season. You know what's still on that also premiered that season?
Supernatural?
Super freaking Natural.
Oh my God.
Well, that's like, as you can attest, that's like one of the bigger Comic-Con panels every year. Yeah. They're always out there. They line up, even though Hall H is like, that's basically the only thing that's like, they still line up all night, even though you don't have to.
You can just
because they want to be in the front to like kiss Jonathan Galecki or whatever.
They bring the car out?
I think so.
That's good.
Like they've had it there, like on the. I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I don't pay. That show when it first started and they were doing like Monster of the Week episodes was terrifying. Yeah. Their Bloody Mary episode, but then when they got that crazy mythology going where they're like angels and stuff and like weird, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on with this show.
I feel like that's a path I'm never gonna take.
No, and especially now, it's like too far and there's too much stuff on TV. We're gonna talk next time about what Matt Cruz is watching.
Yes.
Because I want to hear about this.
Yes.
Now that you're out in Riverside, it sounds like you got a lot of time to yourself.
I do.
So I want to hear how you're spending that time. I want to hear more about your rap career.
Yeah.
And we'll be back on Thursday.
All right.
Talking more with Matt Cruz.
Cliffhanger.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
So
if you want to find
everybody.
out what Matt's watching,
go to radio.
I'm so sorry. That's such a terrible lead-in.
That's the cliffhanger.
You've also got, Radio Brendo. RadioBrendo.com for our Facebook group links, Twitter, all that, at BrendoMan. But our Facebook group, a lot of fun stuff in there, as always.
Yeah.
And check us out on YouTube, of course. And you can watch my promo on our YouTube channel.
Definitely watch
that. youtube.com/BrendoMan. It already has like 700 views on Facebook.
Oh, I think
like
100
people,
of them are me, probably.
People are sharing it all over the place. It has 5 shares. I'm like, who's sharing my video around?
I'm the BrendoMan.
I'm worried. What if it goes? I mean, if it does go, if it does go viral, at least I got that monetized.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm a little worried. Like, I think if they put the whole entrance out. Yeah. That might go viral.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Because it's me and Wiz. It's me and Wiz Shinsuke.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Have you seen the pictures?
No, I haven't seen
All right, well, I'll show you the pictures during intermission.
All right.
But, all right, well, that's been this episode of Radio BrendoMan. Yes. Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you,
and
guys.
Thank you, Phil, and audience member Dave over there. Yay. And we'll see you next time. And for Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creecy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Have a good one, everybody, and John Kubang Do. Yay.
Woo!
Right.
That was awesome.
One down.
Sweet.
I'm going to empty my child bladder.
As of right now,
how many? You're like peeing like every 10 seconds.
Dude, I got to pee all the time.
We got 6 duplicates and 1 duplicate sticker. That's all?
Wow.
That's probably like way more.
There's still like 150
we've
cards.
Opened a lot of cards. So what were you trying to do on my phone? I was so confused.
Oh, I just wanted to text Cheryl.
Oh.
I did.
Texted her?
Yeah. Oh. Well, Facebook message or whatever.
I was confused. You're like,
put your phone.
I did.
I put a password on your phone.
Hey.
It's your birthday, 1219.
I have to do that every time I open my phone now?
Yes.
But I'm like
Why?
pocket dialing you.
Why? Because in the last 2 weeks he's pocket dialed me.
No, you should have a password on your phone.
I know. Well, and Matthew too.
Everybody should have a password on their phone.
That way when you get in trouble with the government.
Also, if someone steals your phone, you don't want them just having access.
Yes. I've pocket dialed.
And if you lose your phone, and your phone has very sensitive stuff on it, I don't care who you are.
No, it does.
And
well, here's the thing. You said you don't know how to do it, so I also know you don't know how to remove it.
Dang it. I shouldn't tell you these things.
You don't know how to do
I
that?
could figure it out.
No, I don't think you could.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But I'm not going to take it off now because I have been
Carson?
pocket dialing a lot lately. I know
What are
I
you
pocket
doing? Are you
dialed you
breaking
a couple
things?
times, but a lot of times I'll catch it. Like I'll hear it ringing and I'm like, oh, shoot. And I'll stop it.
Oh, here you go, Phil.
What?
The Ringer is seeking a podcast producer for its Los Angeles studios. Oh, I think he's sending 2 or 5 years experience as a producer. I don't have experience but look, digital audio editing. You should apply for this.
Yeah, but do you have to is it like in the room kind of thing?
I don't know.
I mean, that's the only thing. If I can't be in LA every day,
I don't have 2 years.
Oh, wait, it says draws on mastery of sports knowledge. I'm out.
Okay.
To produce informative and entertaining content I think in basketball they like shoot at the hoop, right?
That's why I was saying I'd have to charge more for editing people's podcasts.
Yeah.
When it's somebody, oh yeah, this is the sports hour.
It is the one that I'm editing though is fun. These guys called the Skit Guys, and it's mostly just goofy stuff. They do silly voices and stuff, and then I get to put like funny sound effects and little things in there. So I get to like have a little input on it, and it's fun.
That sounds fun.
It's not a lot of money, but I get what did you call it? Couch in your underwear money or something like that.
Anytime you can make money in your boxers.
Yeah,
so
I just edit at home, so I don't have to,
exactly.
send the kids to school and then I sit at home and do the thing. So
they meant like you can spend the money in the couch in your underwear.
Well, I can do that too.
Yeah,
I can edit it. I can spend it. But yeah, it's fun. So
make money and no put on pants.
Like today, because it's they're supposed to be funny.
There's a certain line of work where you can guarantee that 100%.
That's true. That might be a win.
So there's like today I was editing theirs and they're it's in a studio, but they're pretending that they have like a studio audience. Like, yeah, make it sound like there's a crowd. So I just found like the most obnoxious clip of like just like a few people like like that and put it on in there, and it's funny, right? Yeah. And so I get to do stuff like that. It's fun.
It was like a retirement home.
Yeah, it's totally
awesome.
Like hey,
that's pretty great.
So
Okay, I have it in here. I'm just gonna play the Brendo song.
Do it, Brendo. Are you going to NXT in Riverside?
Yeah, are you?
I don't know yet.
You should go, dude.
How much is it?
The cheap tickets. Well, there's no more cheap tickets left.
Well, that's not happening.
You should check on StubHub like day of. You should go to Lucha Vavoom. I'm going to Lucha Vavoom the next day.
How much is that one?
That's you can get general admission. I got sitting because I don't want to stand the whole time. But the seated is like expensive. But the general admission's like you can get it on Gold Star for like $20.
How much is the seating?
Like 50.
Whoa!
I don't want to stand the whole time.
Exactly, I get that.
Are you showing them the?
I'm trying to find where I had the saved one that.
Adam Wells did.
Tickets for WWF.
Yeah.
For like $20 on StubHub.
Here we go.
I convinced my coworker to go with me.
They wouldn't go for $20.
I was like,
it's worth it to go for $20. I guarantee you guys would have a good time. I guarantee you'd have fun. Dude, you go to, I didn't know you're into wrestling. Are you into wrestling? We should go to some shows, dude.
I'd be down.
We should go to some indie shows.
I'd be super down. As long as I'm not paying $50.
Well, there's shows in like San Bernardino, like $10 go to an armory.
I'd be super down.
This is what he came into the studio in 1998. Like, what is he gonna do? Like, what is he gonna do?
Brendo's in the booth at this point.
Yeah, we're like all gathered around him, like watching him.
This is 18-year-old.
He's like standing up. Just there's like 3 of us in there watching him. Kick it.
Oh shit.
You left me crying.
What?
You realize exactly what you did.
Oh my god.
You really hurt me. You ripped my heart to shreds.
It's pretty alright, wow.
I still dream. I still love you.
Let me get this.
And I still love you. I still love you.
You did this live.
Wow.
Even though you ripped my heart in two, I still love you. Now I might say that's dumb,
What?
that it isn't very smart. But
I don't even know at this
follow
point
one
what
thing.
I was doing.
I can only trust one thing. I can only love one thing. I can only trust my heart.
What's your reaction while he's doing this?
Yeah.
We were just like, what is happening right now? Like, this is amazing.
Oh my god.
I still love you.
Wow. You really went for it, Brendo.
Dude, I told you, we
Oh
were
my
like
God.
blown away.
This is.
You
I
can hear-
always go for what is it? I'll tell another story about going 100%.
Yes.
I got invited. I won an invitation to Felicia Day's comic book Comic Con,
What?
and me being an idiot, I got conned into taking Matt using my +1. But so we
we would
were,
have got in anyway.
yeah, but we were dancing and all this stuff, and a bunch of like goons got kicked out because they were just like harassing Joss Whedon and like
That's awesome.
harassing all these people. But I was dancing with Joss Whedon, and because I was just going all out, when the security guards came to like kick out people, like Joss was like, he's cool.
Oh, whoa.
I was like, yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Because they kicked out a bunch of people because they were obviously just there to like get all up on Joss. And I was like, no, we're dancing. Because Joss Whedon is all about the dancing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yo, I've heard that
down at Comic-Con parties, man.
I've heard like people in the town, like in LA, have like gone to places and he's complained about the music. Like he's been out with girls.
He's
like,
all about the dancing.
Yeah, he's about it. Wow.
And he was all about it. I was in a dance circle with him, Alexis Denisoff, Wesley from Buffy. I don't know how familiar you are.
I know Wesley.
And then Tara from Buffy.
Oh my God.
And then Bree Grant, Speedy from Heroes.
What?
She was a speedster.
Okay. What's her connection?
She's friends with all them.
Died like after one episode.
Yeah, she died pretty quickly. And then she was on Dexter.
Okay.
And then
right?
no.
Who's she on Dexter?
She was the weird, like season 5. She was really into like she was an intern.
Oh,
she was like really
yeah.
creepy.
She's under the
yeah. And then who else? It was like a bunch of like and Felicia Day. So I'm like, this is nuts. I was texting with Derek and I'm like, I'm dancing with Joss Whedon right now. I don't care about anything. And Derek showed it to Kim and she got so mad.
You should have had them put this on. Been like, Joss, what do you think of this jam?
Now this is the part when he was so like excited he thrashed around and yanked the mic out and he didn't know it. I'm like, oh no!
Oh, it's already he had to unplug the mic at this point.
Yeah, well he
that's why it's just the track.
Just the track, and I'm like scrambling around.
I thought he was like letting a breakdown happen.
Oh no! Well,
it sounds like it.
Out. But then you can hear at the end when it comes back in, he's like, oh crap! It comes in a sec. Like a long breakdown, and at the end too, you can hear us all like singing in the background because he kind of made a chorus out of it. So you can hear us like, ah.
Oh shit!
Because we were like, yeah.
Then at some point you guys got into it. I just can't believe you didn't like it. Would just be like, this guy is insane.
Did you heard all our stuff?
Oh yeah,
I did like a like industrial song.
Describes the way I feel most of the time.
It was in 1998, man.
We were angry young boys.
Yeah, that was the scene.
Oh,
He's
there goes. Oh crap!
If you're a girl and you heard this, you would call the police.
Listen, here.
You can hear him in the background.
I still love you.
That's amazing.
And I even had more, but then we stopped.
Wow.
It's so sad. Oh. Here it is.
And then stopped.
So, blah blah. Yeah. That's where I get the blah blah from BrendoMan.
I tell you, wow, that's how you dismounted your track, Brendo.
Blah blah.
Ever tell you my Felicia Day story?
I don't know.
I was working an event for Variety Magazine, and they brought her out to talk about webisodes.
Okay.
And the lady that was like organizing all the speakers, like I did a whole series of shows with her, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm such a big fan of Felicia Day." And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell her to stick around and talk to you afterwards."
Oh!
I was like, "No, like all these people paid to be here. I'm just the sound guy. Like I'm not important at all." She's like, "Okay." So sure enough, afterwards, Felicia Day like is hanging out, and I walked over. It's like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan." And she's like, "Oh, really? Do you watch
The Guild?"
What, The Guild?
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't gotten to see it yet.
Damn.
She's like, you should probably watch it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why were you a big? How did you even know who she was?
Okay.
Firefly?
She was in Firefly, Buffy. She has like all kinds of different.
I didn't
cameos on different
even
shows.
know how, but I don't see you as somebody that would watch any of those.
No,
things.
you watch, dude. Firefly. This guy.
I know you're a big Firefly, but I didn't think you were aware.
Okay, here's the thing with Buffy. I watched like 2/3 of it. I couldn't handle it.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
terrible nightmares at night.
Oh, okay.
Like even though it's totally cheesy, like I'd still.
But she's not in it till the very end.
Yeah, but I watched enough to see it.
Okay.
So
Anyone?
but you didn't know like.
But
But you didn't know about the Guild? That's like her giant thing.
It was like an Xbox exclusive
Okay.
still, or whatever it was.
It was on YouTube.
I didn't know that.
It was like the biggest YouTube show like ever.
I didn't want to talk. I mean, I wanted to talk to her, but I didn't try to talk to her.
So you basically embarrassed yourself.
Well, and that's why I say, though, he's perfect for that job because he doesn't know who most of the people are. So he doesn't do like this starstruck, like, oh, he looks like, who'd you meet? He's like, I don't
here's
well,
me
like, hey,
in front of the performance center.
Right.
Wow.
Here's me with DIY. Here's me with Biff with Oni Lorcan. Here's me with Liv Morgan and Aaliyah.
Well done.
Let's see. There's
Friends out.
Yeah. There's me with TM61.
Okay.
You know, Shane's hurt right now. And then there's me with Ty Dillinger. Wow. Perfect 10.
I'm so happy.
Oh, dude, wait till there's me with Hideo Tommy and Tajiri.
Yo, Tajiri.
Yeah,
holy
dude.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
I met him in a 7-Eleven.
There's me with all the UK guys.
Oh shit.
Did you watch that UK tournament?
No.
But yeah, those are the UK guys.
Okay.
Then there's Pete Dunne.
Okay.
There's Tyler Bate. He's the UK champion. Okay. He's 20 years old. This dude's 20 years old. Really? Yeah,
holy
dude.
Shit, dude.
20 years old. He's from Dudley, UK. He's in Dudley in England.
It's a pretty good like stash for.
There's me with Kimberly. Now I don't know what her WWE ring name, but she's an indie legend.
Okay.
She's awesome. There's me with Nakamura.
Wow. Brendo.
That was like the ultimate. There's me with him.
You like
there's me with Tino Sabatelli. There's me with Roddy and Terry Taylor. Holy Red shit. Rooster himself.
Wow, dude.
In the background. Yeah, dude. Let me show you my good ones. I have better ones.
God damn, Brendo. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts. This is the one, but we got video at some point. They did the promos first, so okay. I think our other video is coming.
I did hear about your picture debacle. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. That is kind of bogus, right? Like the other guys have like 20 pictures just of their entrance, and I was like, there's so many. I was like, it took me a while to even find pictures of myself.
Speaking of your debacle, did you ever hear back about your recording?
Oh yeah, I just re-recorded with them today. So okay. They didn't take backups at the thing, and like it's gone. I called the hotel. They were no help. My brother doesn't have it. So I think it, because the guy tore apart my backpack, like just stuff was falling all over the place, and it's like a tiny little flash drive. Yeah. So okay, here's us real quick. We're gonna get to the show.
That's the one thing David can't fix is not existing.
Yeah, well, it doesn't exist. So here's us backstage at Takeover.
Whoa, man!
That's this is where dope. Okay. So here's where I did kind of freak out. So you know how I called out Sanity in my. So as we're walking backstage, I see all of Sanity in their crazy makeup that they had to take. I'm like, oh god, did they see the promo? If they see because they got their game faces on. Oh, no. Eric Young looked like he's about to kill somebody, and I'm just like, oh god, and they just walk right by, and then the guy. And then it was like Roddy or somebody's like, oh, don't worry, he always looks like that. And I'm like, oh.
That'd be great if he was like,
I'll show you.
You're the BrendoMan.
Phil, I'll show you.
They're looking for the BrendoMan.
I'll show you what these guys look like, Phil. Like, yeah, they're scary.
All my wrestler impressions kind of sound like Hulk Hogan. Just
yeah. Or Macho.
Yeah.
I'm trying one more.
That's Eric Young.
Another picture.
Yeah, I didn't go through. Brendo, still one more. Thank you.
So that's Eric Young. That's the guy called out.
Wow.
Like
super brave.
Then I'll show you. Oh, you know it's more scary. So that's Eric Young.
Okay.
He just shows up at your door and he's like, Brendo, I'm here for you.
That's Killian Dane. That's the other guy called out, and he's the one that actually this kind of freaked me out.
Like tweet you or something?
He replied to me and said, "Good luck with that." It's on my other account.
Salty dog.
Salted dog.
Oh, you got the salty dog card? What's the other band? There's two like.
I forgot what the other one is.
Look at this.
You got two Joey Allens. Two different ones though.
But they're identical.
No, the front's not though. Look at that. This one, it's a closer up shot of him with his shirt open. This one's farther back against like a curtain backdrop.
Oh, well, the front is, yes, but the back is identical.
But different numbers.
Yeah. So then I get this reply from Killian Dane. Good luck with that. And I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh, my God.
I'm coming for you, Brendo.
So because I posted this Brendo guy, so I tagged him, not thinking anything, because I'm like, there's no way. And then immediately Killian Date's like, yeah, good luck with that.
Oh my god.
They totally tell them like interact with all of these people,
threaten them online,
$1,000.
I hope so. But so yeah, there's us at Takeover. There's us on the ramp at Takeover. I got to go through Gorilla. I was in Gorilla position. Michael Cole was there.
Michael Cole was there? What was he doing there?
He was because he's you know how during Raw Vince is in the announcers' heads on their headsets. He's in the announcers' headsets on NXT. Telling them
he deserves that, dude.
Yeah. And then Scott Armstrong was one of the Armstrong brothers. He was also in there. I was hoping we were going to go into Gorilla and Triple H would be there because I would have lost. We kind of all thought it was going to happen. And these three brothers, and they were like, Triple H is in there. I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll be right there with you. And he's like, okay. I'm like, because I'm like, we're going to just start crying. Because I'm like, we paid a lot of money. Like I thought maybe you'd be there, but it's fine. Michael Cole was there. And I'm just going because they've only shown Gorilla period like in those WWE 24 specials. That's the only time I've ever seen it even on camera. It's like because when Goldberg does his entrance, they don't show Gorilla. Like it's kind of this secret place that like I'm like not a lot of people get to go in there.
Yeah, I can
and I've been in there, and like it's crazy.
These are all the cards that are unique in order.
It's a lot of cards.
Those are only the duplicates there, though. I mean, we got a lot of unique.
So that's us, and that's again. This is how many people. There's only like 20 of us.
Like a rubber band around that.
Save your work.
So that's us on the ramp. That's us in the suite.
Brendo, do you have a card box I can put them in to keep them in order?
No.
You have a rubber band?
No, you don't rubber band cards.
Look what you did.
There's us in our suite. We got free food, and you can see that's where the ring's right down there. It was like right in the middle. There's us.
Any connections you've kept?
Yeah.
Good.
And then there's us with Bobby Roode.
Oh my god.
And then there's me with Daria Baronato, and with my little Enzo shirt on. There's me with Nakamura having breakfast.
That's so cool.
And I'm taller than Nakamura.
Yeah, holy shit, dude.
And then there's me doing commentary with this guy Vic Joseph. He's their newest commentator.
How is he?
He's really good.
Okay.
I'm still mad they got rid of Mauro Ranallo.
Okay.
That's bogus. There's us like he's given us there's us with all the wrestlers in the ring.
Oh my god.
Like we walk out there and all of them are just in the ring.
Oh my god.
So like there's Dash and Dawson.
Dude, that's terrifying.
There's Roddy, and we're like, oh hey, how's it going? And then there's me, there's Hero, there's Ciampa, there's Roddy, there's the UK guys. They were actually training. There's Ember Moon just sitting up on the ring post.
That's so cool.
And yeah, dude. There's me doing my Nakamura entrance on the ramp.
Oh shit.
So there is video of this.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the thing. The thing. There's him watching.
That's awesome.
With all the guys with freaking Ciampa, and they were freaking out. There's me.
Oh shit.
And then I got in the ring and almost fell out of it.
Oh no.
And there's me. So yeah,
that makes you look cool.
Well, that's when I'm going out of the ring because Coach Bloom like go through the second rope, Brendo, like it made it easier. I tried to get under that first rope. Wait, bad idea when I was coming in.
Like okay, so like first one.
I think I was like trying to slide under here. I don't know what I was doing.
Brendo, you're a large dude.
I wasn't thinking about that.
But this picture right here, you just tell everyone that's when I'm jumping straight in. It looks like you're flying up.
It does. It looks like you're going in.
Like yeah.
There's me trying to do the Nakamura pose.
Nice.
But you know how he does. He gets all the way down. It's very scary.
That's valiant.
There's Chris Hero right there. Cassius Ohno. There's them all. There's a what's her name? Peyton Royce.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's from Australia. And then Shinsuke.
Yeah.
And there's those brothers I was telling you about with Authors of Pain in the ring.
Damn.
And they're big boys. There's like me with Roddy and all the wrestlers. And then there's me having lunch with Asuka. And yeah, some other guys. There's just me sitting with the wrestlers, hanging out. There's us. There's the entire roster.
Wow.
On the ramp, Bobby Roode with the belt.
Your red shirt stands
out.
Right
out,
yeah.
Great call.
Good news, you don't have any triplicates.
Well,
so yeah,
good.
there's all of us. There's me getting, when I first came in.
Oh my God.
There's me signing Sarah D'Amato, Sarah Del Rey.
Shit.
And then that's me signing my contract, my
God.
1-day NXT contract. There's Johnny Gargano. More Johnny Gargano. They're just watching the show. There's us watching from the suite. There's the wrestlers again. All the wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're just there.
Nice.
Supporting. That's awesome.
There's the whole roster.
Oh my God.
That's what we saw when we walked in.
That's so terrifying.
It was nuts. It's nuts.
That's super nuts.
There's the Drifter. Like, it's freaking crazy. Scotty Too Hottie was there.
Holy
He's a trainer now.
Scotty Too Hottie?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude.
I met him, Steve Carino.
I was Grandmaster Sexy for like 2 Halloween. I'm all about too cool.
I'm the keeper of the box anyway. I should have done it long ago, but
Well, now you'll know.
So there's me with Billy and Peyton.
So where's the duplicates?
There's
There's
us.
all the
So we were all
cards,
Yeah.
duplicates
Yeah.
in order.
It's
Damn,
crazy.
there you go.
And
That
then
looks
the
crazy.
The things. I mean the contest.
Yeah, the contest things.
All right, good. All right,
Now you're organized.
I'll keep them well.
All right, we ready?
Ready to get this rolling here?
She must not be too worried. Oh, she sent you a message.
Who did? Oh, what'd she say?
I don't know. I have to enter your passcode.
Do you have a charger for my phone?
Yeah.
Do you have an iPhone?
No,
You just have a charger because you have everything?
Are you born in a storm,
I
man?
can't tell.
That's not what that means, but it's gonna apply right now.
It doesn't look like she sent you a message.
What?
Well, it's because it's not on Messenger.
Do I have to refresh it?
Yeah.
Do you use browser for everything?
You know I do.
You don't have the Messenger app?
I don't
Oh,
know.
she said, "Wow, I'll check it out."
I don't have room for a lot of things. I literally had to delete that.
I had to delete.
Yeah,
I had to delete the Facebook app on my crappy phone and just use the browser because
See?
it was taking up too
There
much
you go.
I
space.
got 64 gigs on
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
Well, I would if I was able to run things off the SD card, but my phone you can't
the
root
SD
it,
card's always a bad idea.
and it won't do it. It says it's on the SD card, but it's still on the regular thing, and it's like a mess.
Like I put 18 kilobytes on the
Yeah.
SD card,
But I'm
and
still-
600
yeah.
megabytes on your
And
Yeah.
and so it's it's stupid. But Crozier's supposedly helping me out soon, but
Oh, dude, I gotta ask you about SSD cards after we're done
all right.
because I don't know anything about them.
SSD,
So-
like just regular SD cards.
Like the little
The micro.
the gum pack looking ones.
She said I'll
I have
check
2
it out.
slots
Uh-huh.
that are empty. I want to put something in.
Is it for SD or micro SD
No,
or
it's like a SSD drive.
oh? Why don't you just get one?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know anything about for
Yeah,
laptops.
you do. You know all about that stuff.
All right.
So wait, she said I will check it out.
Yeah. Oh, I sent a message on your behalf.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what is she checking out? I don't know.
I said Dave sent you a link,
Oh, okay.
which is funny because you said my name is David, and I was like, Dave sent you a link.
You're my brother David.
Yeah.
David.
Whatever.
It goes back. Usually it's just bro.
Bro.
All right, you guys ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Or brother.
If the time calls for it, yeah.
All right.
All about
I
content.
should set up VR so we can play VR in the background.
Oh my god.
We're not doing VR tonight. I have to go to bed.
Oh, you don't have to work tomorrow.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
I have to work and then I have to go to the doctor and they might tell me that I had a stroke last week.
That's true. He does have doctor day tomorrow.
See, you don't have to be like on your game at work. You'll be like stroke.
No, we have a
work.
bunch of new MacBooks. We got the new MacBooks that are USB-C only.
Those things are awesome.
We're screwed now because we have to buy like 1 million dongles.
No, just tell them no.
I have to be able to image them, and guess what my image is on? A USB 3.0 drive.
Okay, you got to get. You got school funds, right?
No.
Samsung
Do
makes
you
a
know how hard
USB-C,
No, that's not how
SSD,
school
like,
funds
external
work.
drive. You can transfer 64 gigs in 15 seconds.
That's not how school funds work.
It's amazing.
That's when I worked at Esri, we got all the toys.
It's amazing.
That's like when I worked at Esri, they're like, the new Surface Pros just got announced. We have some. Or like the new Dells aren't even out yet. We got these. Oh, here's this. Oh, here's this card reader that costs $500. You each get one. That's Esri. This is the school is, hey, make this 10-year-old MacBook work, please.
Okay, if you're buying adapters, they've got the USB-C to DisplayPort adapters.
Yeah,
they're not. They're USB-C to Thunderbolt adapters, and they won't use your DisplayPort adapters.
Yeah, and I just found that out. And you're better off just buying the USB too. But here's the thing: the USB to Thunderbolt adapters are more expensive than just buying a new USB to C to display adapter.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But if you buy that adapter, it won't work with your Thunderbolt.
But the USB to display adapt to straight USB to VGA, that will work. But those are still 25. Those are still $25 a pop. I just bought a ton of Thunderbolt to VGAs, which are now useless.
Why VGA?
Because this is a school. We're on VGA.
School's got VGA money.
Yeah. USB-C to HDMI.
Yeah, we don't use HDMI. We're too poor. We're using VGA.
I made my boss buy that for me.
Those are $50.
I told them to buy two. I was like, one to use and one for me to steal.
All those freaking USB dongles, you're looking at like $30-$40. The USB-C to USB 3.0 adapters, since that's not an Apple proprietary thing, those are 2 for $8 on Amazon. But any of that Apple proprietary stuff, minimum $30 an adapter. And I've got 30 teachers that each need one. So now I'm like,
I'll just tell them no. Be like, it's wireless now. Do all your stuff wireless.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work out for all of us.
Yeah.
Crap, we're recording. I gotta stop and do it again.
I'm literally having to delete things so I can post a picture on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So
that's where I'm at.
Are you on like Cricket?
What? This is Metro.
Okay, that's sort of on the same level.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I could get Cricket for like $2 cheap.
I'm on a family plan with like a bunch of other people, so I'm paying $30 for like unlimited everything.
Yeah,
your phone's like a step above a jitterbug.
My phone is like garbage phone. Well, when I started, I had my OnePlus, but then I smashed it in Long Beach.
On purpose?
No.
Okay, good.
I fell.
One of those
texting and walking.
Get one of those Google phones.
Those aren't cheap.
The Pixel?
Those aren't Pixels are like $300-$400.
Yeah.
I don't have $300-$400 to drop on a phone. I just spent $300 on stupid glasses. That's with insurance.
Damn! Oh my god.
That was my Tokyo money. I've already talked about that.
Yes.
Brendo's got that fat Tokyo money.
I'm going to Tokyo at some point.
Are you really?
I want to go to Wrestle Kingdom, and I want to go to all the theme parks there, and I want to go to the Miyazaki Museum. I'm totally gonna go to Japan. Just probably not for a couple years.
You get there.
It'll happen, Brendo.
I am going to WrestleMania next year.
I'm Phil Vecchio.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creecy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Why'd you say it like that?
That's how there.
But then he wouldn't know about any of the other stuff.
No, he knows. He listens to our show.
I spent this entire week weeding my yard, and then I had this huge pile of branches, and they wouldn't fit in my trash can. It was terrible.
It's just like another me.
That was pretty good.
Have the weed abatement police come by your house?
I don't know. The kids keep asking, when are those people coming? And I'm like, they don't tell you. I don't know.
I think it's just psyching you out.
It is. But I do need to mow again because it's already starting to crop up.
Phil got a weed abatement.
What is that?
It means I have a big yard. We were gone for like
they
almost
fine
3
you
weeks.
Here because it's a fire hazard.
It rained a bunch, and then like the weeds grew while we were gone.
Oh my god!
So,
but they give you a warning.
You have to
clean
clean
about
it up.
the fire hazard because I got the fine, and it comes from the revenue department.
Yeah, they want your money.
Yeah, it's literally. It's not even like the
but
safety
it's so they don't.
From revenue.
Oh, of course,
it is. But so I didn't get a fine. I just got the warning: clean it up, or you get a fine.
Brendo wasn't out there. Brendo wasn't out there handling.
I helped.
He came.
Okay,
he
good.
came.
But I'm not like just gonna
He's
free
not my yard boy or
gardener
like
for free. You know how much?
Came over and
he's
helped
got
me
like
out.
a third of an acre. It's a lot.
All right.
He came and helped.
Okay.
He did.
I still think you need to get like a riding mower.
But there's not enough room to ride. There's too many trees.
Get like a small one.
You're telling me, brother.
You need like a.
Tough, right?
They do make like the Roomba, but a mower.
Yeah,
just get one of those.
A Roomba, a
Get
yard
a
mower.
garden
A
bot.
lawn bot.
Alarm bot. All right, well
we got our guest back here again.
We got our guest Matt Cruz.
Oh, hello. I brought some gifts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, David brought some stuff.
Oh, look at that.
Are these some Weekly World Newses?
These are. Oh my gosh.
These are ancient Weekly World.
These are Phil's
like from the archives.
These are Phil's.
Naked
Are these like Phil's copies?
No, these are like mine from my childhood.
Oh my gosh! 3,000-year-old priestess revived in top secret Libya lab alive. Oh my god!
Or if you're a fan of So I Married an Axe Murderer, it's the paper.
The paper.
Oh my gosh! Freaks, geeks, and weirdos. Oh, dude, this is amazing.
I remember
Bad Boy Christmas card. This is the one.
The
first year we were married, but my wife and I were married. We used the Bat Boy Christmas card and sent it out to our friends as our Christmas card.
I'm living in Missouri and I get this Bat Boy Christmas card.
Oh no, did you use it?
Oh dude, it's not in here? I want to show it.
Search for the Bat Boy.
Yes, the face on
there it is.
There it is. We sent this out to our friends as our Christmas card.
Whoa!
We copied it off and sent them out. Look at that. Hope you put the bite on Santa for lots of great gifts. Love and kisses from Bat Boy and Phil and Janelle Vecchio.
Did you know it was from Phil?
Yeah,
we put our name on there.
But I'm like, Phil, of course, for your first, because Phil had never sent out a Christmas card before, and it's like until he had kids, it was the only Christmas card he sent out.
I'm like, oh, dude, you want to do Christmas cards? There we go.
I would never expect.
All right, what else do we got?
This is the other thing I brought you.
Okay,
a treasury of great recipes
by Mary and Vincent Price.
What?
What the heck? Vincent Price recipe book?
Is it like
I'm so confused.
Scary?
Oh,
is it the Vincent Price?
It is the Vincent Price.
So Vincent Price did a cookbook.
Is he like on the cover?
Oh, dude!
Look
at that.
There he is.
Oh my gosh! Where the heck did you find
He had
this?
like the dude.
We're looking at a picture of Vincent Price blowing
like
on soup.
Blowing on
too
soup.
hot.
Oh my gosh! With some
do you think
cognac there. Look
do you think
at
that's
that.
like his butler? It's like his personal butler.
Oh my gosh! Oh, here's another. There's him like trying some. I don't know. He's like basting
like bao
something.
Or those tacos.
I don't know.
That's one of my favorite Simpsons jokes with like the Vincent Price egg dyeing kit.
There's a whole intro by.
Oh my gosh, dude! Look at that.
Where'd you find this?
Where did you find this?
I don't even know. It was in my pile of stuff to give Phil.
Wow. I do not even understand.
So this is just junk you're giving Phil?
Yeah. He has to give it to me when we're not around Janelle. Otherwise, I get in trouble for taking him with junk home. This is amazing. I'm not a good cook, but I will cook something that Vincent Price.
You gotta cook a Vincent Price dish.
He says.
What's a sample dish?
All right, let's see. How about a Lancashire hot pot? You like hot pot?
This is probably like super complicated stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Preheat oven. Cut 2 pounds of lamb or mutton shoulder.
Yeah, because I just got lamb and mutton shoulders.
2 tablespoons butter. Brown the meats. When the pieces are well browned, remove with a slotted spoon.
This sounds like normal cooking stuff.
Yeah. There's nothing like, and then the vampire will follow you home.
Put in the bat's blood. I don't know.
Season with salt and pepper. Yeah, it's the recipes. 3 lamb kidneys.
But if it's good enough for what?
Trim fat and skin from 3 lamb kidneys, cut into slices and place on a layer over the meat.
Whoa.
That's pretty hardcore. Lamb kidneys, man. Yeah. Slice a half pound of mushrooms and place on a layer over the kidneys.
But if it's good enough for Vincent Price, it's good enough.
It's good enough, yeah. And he's got like history of them all on each one, like what town they're from. I don't know. This is crazy.
Vincent Price made a cookbook.
Vincent Price cookbook.
I almost got rid of it, and then I was like, wait, Vincent Price.
Vincent Price and Weekly World News. Well, that's awesome.
What a great haul.
And then for the second half, I brought a snack.
Oh yeah.
From Hadley's.
Ooh.
So I stopped at Hadley's specifically to get some Ramblin' Root Beer for Brendo.
Did they not have Ramblin' Root Beer?
They were out of Ramblin' Root Beer.
Is it gone forever?
So I went and I talked to the lady who was stocking the shelves. It's like a little tiny place. So she's the order lady. It's like, do you guys by any chance have any of the Ramblin' Root Beer still? And she was like, oh, yeah, I guess we are out of that. I should order some more. There'll be some more in on Friday.
You can still order it? At least you can still order it.
Well, I don't know if you actually can or not, but
she
said it'll be in on Friday. So
now I gotta go there.
If you ever want to get rambling again, Friday.
What is that?
These
thank you
are Hadley's Peach Twist Licorice.
Peach licorice, smells delicious.
They're better than they look.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I've never been a licorice guy. You just sold me, dude.
Pretty good, right?
That is delicious.
This is the best liquor.
Oh my gosh, I remember when this happened in history. Giant caveman attacked small Colorado town. Remember that?
Oh, that was great.
Look at this, world's first canine facelift.
Okay, my favorite thing that Phil had from the Weekly World News was there was this. It was basically this lady's butt that you could put your hands on. It would give you power.
Yeah. For good luck, and we hung it up in our dorm room, and you're supposed to put your hands on her butt and make a wish.
I was gonna say I don't think that's flying in your house. I was like, it's got to be back in the day.
Dorm room, college years, yeah.
Okay.
My college dorm looked a lot different than my house now, for sure.
I've known a couple young ladies who claim that type of thing, but never in person.
Yeah,
That's
it was
good.
on Weekly World News.
Okay. Wow.
Good stuff. That's good, David.
Awesome. I'm bummed that there's no Ramblin' Root Beer.
He did try, to be fair.
He was crestfallen. I saw it was so sincere. He's like, there's no more.
Mark Ariano brought Ramblin' Root Beer to NXT.
I tried.
He did.
I stopped just for you.
Well,
Speaking of beverage issues, I just happened on the way over here. Do you guys know anything about Miraloma?
No.
Miraloma. So I don't know if this lady was fucking with me.
Is this the name of a soda?
This is the name of a town that's on
I know
the way here.
Okay.
Or is it Loma Linda?
Loma Linda's on the way. Yeah.
Not Miraloma. Loma Linda. I stopped at a certain
caffeine free.
Not just caffeine free. I'm like, I'm gonna bring a fucking sixer. I'm like, we'll have some good times. And
no
I'm
booze.
Guys, like, I walk around the store. I'm like, there's no beer. Are you guys all out of beer? She goes, no, we're Seventh-day Adventists.
Yeah,
okay,
listen
to this.
A dry town?
Oh, dude.
Listen to this.
Our second kid was born at the Loma Linda Hospital, and they don't allow caffeine.
Okay.
And my wife really likes her Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And obviously she had just gone through a great ordeal after.
And they were there for a long time.
My parents had to smuggle in Diet Coke from out of town.
When I called Phil, I'm like, what should I bring? You were like, soda. Bring all the Diet Coke.
Because we couldn't get any in there.
Because the first time I got to the hospital, I'm like, because we were there for a long time because Luke ended up in the NICU, and I'm like, I gotta get something, and before Phil was about to tell me, but I took off. So I wandered around this entire hospital. I'm like, there's got to be coffee at the nurse's station, something. Nada. These people are somehow sneaking, like a doctor.
Yeah.
But I go outside looking around for a coffee cart. I drive around in the immediate vicinity. Nothing. I had to go to the next town over.
Oh my God. How does that happen today?
Seventh-day Adventists controlling an entire town.
I got the fuck out of there so quick. I got back in the car.
I honestly don't know though. I don't know how. I mean, I guess it's part of the
where my grandparents lived. It's like you can put that on the. It's like left over. They never took it off the books. In Texas, where my aunt still lives there in Bonham. We were there for my grandma's funeral. So of course after the funeral, my brother's like, "Let's go get a beer." I gotta dealing with all that family stuff, So first we're like, oh, that's weird. There's no bars here. And then we go to the grocery store and we're wandering around and we're like, hey, they don't sell alcohol here. So we're like, what's up with that? The lady's like, oh, you guys aren't from around here, are you? This is a dry town. And we're like, what? They're like, actually, it's a dry county. We're like, what? So to get booze, we would have had to driven 2 hours one way. And so my brother actually had to think about it. He's like, how bad do I want a beer right now?
Not that bad.
And like a 4-hour drive bad?
Yeah,
he's like, no.
She's like, well, you can buy crack on the street corner.
Yeah.
Every corner, crack.
Well, so I guess they can control what you can sell there, but you can have it.
Yeah.
You can't stop that, but
terrible.
But in isolated, because at least in Loma Linda, you're right next to the next.
Right.
But
it's not
this
that
is
far to go.
Isolated Texas town where you have to go over the county line, and that's 2 hours away.
Oh my God.
I just remember Janelle saying something along they didn't tell us this on the tour of the hospital before.
It's something they should definitely. You don't get any caffeine.
Yeah, nothing.
That's such she seems so nice. That's such a okay request. That's such a decent request.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh my God.
I bet you somebody has a stealth coffee cart. They come out there all the doctors.
There's a guy.
And they make a fortune.
Yeah, they know where.
They just come at the tree at 12 p.m. sharp.
Diet Coke.
You got like the Starbucks like double shots, like here. And then they open their trunk. There's like Monster Energy drinks.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Because like for nurses and doctors that are working like 18-hour shifts, man, are you kidding me?
That's wild.
But I'm like, I seriously snuck into like a nurse's station, no coffee in there. I'm like, is there a secret cafeteria? They're like, what are you talking about?
That's it.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I ran around that whole hospital.
And that's so funny that happens to be where you pulled over to get something.
Yeah, terrifying, dude. Super terrifying.
That's funny.
Stuff. Yeah.
So how long have you been in Riverside now?
Since August, this past August.
Man, so you've been in the heat.
I've been in the heat, been in the cold.
Because we get both out here, like real bad.
Yeah, we have seasons here.
It's like the desert, dude.
At least here in Ukaipa, we're in the foothills, so we don't get as hot.
Yeah.
It's always like 10 degrees cooler here, sometimes more. And it does very occasionally snow here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like,
very occasionally.
Not enough to have to shovel. But
the first, so I moved here over right before Christmas of 2014.
You been here that long?
Yeah, I've been here 2 years.
Okay.
More than 2 years now.
2.5 almost.
So, So Phil and Janelle go away on vacation, and then it starts snowing. And I went out to go hang out with Derek over Christmas.
Oh.
We went to the Burbank Mall.
D-Rock.
And then I'm coming home, and I'm like, what's going on outside? Like, what is this? And I'm like, it's snowing. I am driving in the snow. Because it was a phenomenon I hadn't experienced in years since I've been living in Missouri. Yeah. And I was like, why am I driving through snow? And there's like accumulation. There's like piles of it out here.
I mean,
Phil's like, because Phil was like, it's not gonna stick. Yeah. It's not gonna stick. I had to like show. I'm like, Phil, there is piles of snow outside my house. What did you get me into? And it hasn't snowed since then.
Yeah, it's usually like once every couple of years, even. It's not.
There's been a few times where it's said it's gonna snow and then it doesn't snow.
I'll drive over if it's snowing.
It's pretty great. And then if you just go up on the hills
close.
a little bit,
we're right up. You just got to go right up the hill.
Yeah.
And not even like you don't have to go all the way up to Big Bear. Like
Oak
Glen, you get snow up there.
Yeah.
Have you been to Oak Glen yet?
No, I'm still getting my bearings.
Dude, Oak Glen, like in the fall, we get like the best apples you'll ever have in your life.
Wow.
Appletown.
Appletown? Do they have? Can they make it
Apple Annie's?
Apple Ale?
They got all that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cider, they have pies and they do like the whole.
They have the apple cider donuts.
Oh, dude, it's good stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like when you told me, even today, they were like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm going to Ukaipa." And they're like, "Where's that?" I was like, "I have no fucking idea, but I'm going there." I could have been driving an hour and a half.
Dude, if you keep going, and you got to come to Arcade Expo, dude. They're doing it again in October in Banning. This dude owns this museum. Like 600, 700 pinball machines, and then like 400 or 500 stand-up arcade games. Every arcade game, and they're on free play.
What?
Yeah.
And we did a Radio BrendoMan when Phil was gone. Me and Andrew Lindy, and we did it with Billy Mitchell himself.
Whoa, that's so dope. Oh, I saw a picture with Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, that's there. We've met him. Phil's met him.
Wow.
They're there. Him and Walter Day are always there. No, dude, he's super nice.
He's super nice.
The nicest.
Really?
Dude.
Okay.
That movie. As much as I love that movie, it created a complete. Him and Steve Wiebe are like friends.
Okay.
They like totally frame. They're like, we need a villain.
All right.
We're gonna frame it this way, but a lot of that is totally bogus.
They did a good job.
Oh yeah, they did a great job. Yeah. But he runs his restaurant. Ricky's famous, and they're in Fort Lauderdale, and then he sells his hot sauce. And you can buy it from him at the convention.
Wow.
And when he's at the convention, it's all for charity.
He's out there slanging
He's
sauce.
a very generous.
That's right.
Okay.
And his sauce is really good. Like it's Ricky's famous hot sauce.
I've heard of that.
It's really good for wings. They make different kinds. They have like a wing sauce. Because I guess at the restaurant, it's all like it's a wing place.
You should advertise with you, Brendo. That's already an
I
advertisement.
agree.
Right? He didn't even have to pay for that.
That's right.
That's great.
Speaking of advertisements,
if
you want to save some money on your web hosting, which we use, I especially recommend. Ever since we switched to a DreamHost virtual private server, I mean, Phil, you've noticed the difference.
Smoother.
Oh man,
yeah, we
can just further build our web empire.
That's right.
And if you want to save and have a great web host, you can save $50 if you go to radiobrendo.com, click that DreamHost link. $50 off.
$50.
A whole $50.
Whole $50.
That's amazing.
That we're giving away.
And you can buy a lot
some
of
people that give you a DreamHost code, they'll let you could save 20, 30, but we give the maximum amount because we're giving. That's coming out of our like referral fee.
Right.
And we're generous.
Man, oh my God, that's as much as I would. It would take me that much to crawl through a hair tunnel.
$50.
Yeah, $50.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. And
I host all of my websites on DreamHost.
there you go.
That was
Big
me.
Dave.
It's
Really?
fantastic.
That was definitely
Wait,
not
did Phil just stand up behind himself and talk again?
Well, speaking of saving money, you got Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Saving big money. Are you an Amazon Prime member?
I am. I became an accidental Amazon Prime member when like I signed up for it, and then
that can happen.
Yeah, it became automatic, but it was really good. So it was accidental.
You get that 2-day, that free 2-day shipping.
Yeah.
Sometimes less than 2 days.
Yeah.
Prime Now if you're in certain areas.
Yeah.
And you've also got. Are you watching anything on that streaming service?
Not right now.
They got some great stuff.
Do they?
That's
They
where
got
Family
Amazon
Ties
exclusives.
Okay.
They just the Tick is starting up in the
Yeah.
fall.
Oh, okay. The Tick
They've
will get me
also
there.
got Batman the Animated Series.
I got it.
They
Yeah,
got
I
a bunch of
it.
HBO shows on there. If you want to watch The Wire,
Oh,
if you want to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm,
you go straight to
Silicon
the
Valley.
Wire. Okay.
you watch all that stuff.
Nice.
Is Silicon Valley on there now?
Yes,
Oh,
I
dude.
think so.
I'm not.
Well,
maybe.
it was on there paid at one point, but it
Oh.
was also free at another point.
Well,
so
I don't know. I have HBO Now. I have Carson's HBO Now, so I'm good on all that.
I've not started the season Silicon Valley.
You're a comedy fan. Have you watched Crashing yet?
No. Oh,
It's
Crashing.
so
I was actually
good.
gonna bring up Holmes earlier. Pete Holmes.
Oh.
Yo.
I'm a huge. Well, were you there when he came?
Yes,
We
yes.
were there
We
with
were
him
there
and
the first
Kumail.
time.
Him and Kumail. We were like, these guys are awesome,
Mhm.
and they were because some of the comedians that came through. It's not that they were dicks. It's just
No.
they were kind of in and out, not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Kumail and Pete like totally hung out
Yeah.
with us, super chill. Kumail, and also they both told a bunch of video game jokes.
They did. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought like Pete had this whole routine about his Connect.
Yeah.
And he
oh
was
my
mad
God.
because he was mad that his Connect called him obese.
Yo, Pete was at. I think were we there the first night that he was
Yeah.
on the crutches?
Yeah.
Pete Holmes, it was like Pete Holmes' like first or second night in LA. He had just moved from New York, and he had
Yeah.
a broken leg, and we didn't know who he fucking
We
was.
didn't know who he
He
was.
got on stage and tore the Smod
He
Castle
was
up.
so
He was
funny.
the most funny.
Did you
comedian
get
I'd
to
ever
see
had.
Marin there? Because that's
Saw
who I
Marin there.
missed.
Marin
I
was
missed
great.
Marin.
He was
But
sick.
I took the all-time great story is
Yeah.
you were there for this
Okay.
when Donald Glover was there and he got there
Yes.
super late because he was filming the Freaks and Geeks
He
video
was.
and he was wearing that
He
freaking
was.
tracksuit.
Yo.
And so when I saw him later, when I watched the Freaks and Geeks video, I'm like, he's in that tracksuit. He came straight from film because it was like him in an airplane hangar
It was.
doing that thing. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So he gets there in DC and told me like told me like Donald's gonna get here. You need to bring him around the back because the show had already started. So if you ever did you ever have to go around back? Okay,
No.
so
not-
to
we
get
saw
to the
front,
back,
yeah.
you had to go through where the bathrooms were, like in the complex,
Yeah.
go all the way through and then down this alley,
Yeah.
and then you'd open a gate and it would be our green room, which was outside
Yeah.
because the Smod Castle was so small. We had an outside green room.
Right.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was awesome.
Um,
but also
we had, like-
you could get stabbed there.
You could. It was also kind of scary.
Yeah, it's the best place. It's a little
But
edgy.
like Muse built like this giant shelf thing.
Oh, he built,
there
his
was
little-
like
his little
there was like
office.
AstroTurf carpet. We had like benches. It was like really
That's cool.
nice.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so DC's there in the back and there's the show's already started, so I'm gonna take you around there. And he's like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, I'm like, it's Donald freaking Glover. I'm freaking out. And so then I take him. We're about halfway because first we go through like the normal, the complex, and I'm taking him down this
The
like
back
alley,
dark
yeah.
back alley, and
And
he's
he's
like,
a small man.
so
He's
he's
a very
like,
small man.
so he's like, hey man, he's like, I just got one request. He's like, not the face, man. Because then he's like, oh sure, DC told you to take me back here. He even did like a Brendo voice, like he immediately had a Brendo voice.
That's great.
And then thankfully, right at that moment, DC opened the gate. I'm like, oh, thank you.
DC Pearson was like the
Well,
nicest.
we
fucker
just
that
had him
met.
back on the
Yeah.
show. He
No,
was,
you
like,
didn't. When
at
did he come on?
at Podfest.
Wow, he's the nicest.
And he
dude
every
in the
time I
world.
see him,
Yeah.
he is the nicest
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He's always remembers
Yeah.
me. Nothing because when I was living in San Diego, Dominic
Yeah.
did a show
Okay.
and DC opened for him. Or maybe it was the other way around.
Yeah.
DC I guess is more.
Yeah.
They're both in like Dominic was on freaking Mad Men.
Yeah.
Like,
He was, yeah.
and then DC was in Civil War.
Yeah,
Not
he
Civil
fought-
War.
No,
it was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
they
my
were
God.
both in Community.
Yeah.
And like so But yeah, so I go, and after the show, they saw me. They were like, Brendo, how's it going? I was like, okay, you guys still. That's how I know I'm still sort of cool, is when people like, because like just that I'm not totally a loser. That like, because I'm like, we saw them every weekend for like
You're the
months.
BrendoMan. They're like, we know what Brendo's made of.
But yeah, so they're still, and then I saw him at so he was on some show at Podfest, and then I saw him just randomly in the hall. I was actually looking for Will Wheaton, who did also end up coming briefly.
That's a great tag, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a great tag.
I know, it's great. That was the craziest thing. That's when I think Phil realized I wasn't completely full of crap. Was when we're walking on the floor at Comic-Con and somebody's yelling, Brendan!
Oh,
Brendan!
God,
and it feels like Will Wheaton is on here.
What's happening?
And then what was one of the words out of his mouth? I am so proud of you guys.
Yeah.
For doing our Brax book.
Yeah.
Aww.
That was a later time though. That first time.
Oh yeah.
Was different, but then he was telling me, he's like, yeah, Brendan got me started in podcasting, blah blah.
No way.
Okay.
He's the sweetest fucking dude too. He came to the castle the first
time.
Yeah, that was great, dude.
When he was at the Hardwick and everything. I did kind of, so I had to, it was when, I don't know, did you guys ever play, it's called Analog, it's called Digital A Love Story. It's like this free, where it like simulates, it's a free thing you can download, and it simulates that you're on a BBS, and then it's this whole game that plays out through a BBS. So I'm like, I got to tell Will about this. He's going to freak out. And I knew we were seeing him that night because he came for Hardwick for Nerdist. Yeah. And so as soon as Will comes in, I'm like, oh, hey, you got to check this out. And so we're talking. And so me and him are like geeking out. And Ross and Derek are just standing around like waiting for me to introduce. And like 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, this is Ross and Derek. And he's like, oh, hey. And then we get right back to like,
That's amazing, dude.
And Ross and Derek have never let me live that down.
You almost didn't introduce
them. I almost didn't introduce them.
Whatever, you were in that, Brendo.
But that was fun. Also, like how he just, and also like we hung out with Hardwick multiple times, and now he's like just the freaking huge. He's married to a hearse.
Oh my god, the sweetest dude too. Given it was also good at the time to be hanging out. Like I've hung out with 3 different Matts. Like I've had after Matt, I had a different producer friend Matt who I hang out with, and it's the best to roll around as Matt and Matt because people are like, "Hey, Matt and Matt." They don't know which Matt you are, but they know that you're fucking Matt. Yeah, so every time they see you, they're like, "Hey, you're one of the Matts, man. How's it going?" Sweetest dude ever though, Hardwick, man.
Okay, do you have this memory also? So Matt Myra is now married to a wonderful woman.
Yeah, she's a great author.
But I don't know if you remember when at Smodcastle, it was one of his like exes.
Yeah, I know. I think I know.
They had a fight like right outside. So they didn't start Nerdist right away because Matt Myra is having this ginormous fight. And so we're sitting there talking to Chris and Jonah like, like, and this was also when Jonah Ray was like, nobody knew who Jonah Ray was, and now he's a freaking MST3K. Like, it's crazy.
Shouts, dude. That's great.
So like stuff like that, just like that we like that time.
It was our little clubhouse.
Yeah. Oh great. Man, I remember playing PlayStation on that big screen. I remember watching just all kinds of dumb movies on there. We had like our own little private like play, and like man, and like I remember like freaking Edgar Wright being there and Richard Kelly and just meeting all these amazing people, hanging out with freaking man, just so much crazy stuff.
That glove, before we move on, that Glover night, I actually gave him like, oh my god, I was like 18 years old, and like I gave him my mixtape that night. How embarrassing! I gave it to him. I did. How embarrassing!
Awesome. Do you think he listened to it?
No way. He tossed it out 10 minutes later. But then on the next mixtape, I made a reference to that. I was like, I gave Donald Glover my CD. He never hit me back. He's great.
Did you ever have? Because I know you were working there towards. Did you ever have to like? Did you ever have to be the guy that took stuff that was meant for Kevin to throw it in the trash?
Yeah.
Because like scripts, like because I remember like I got explicit instructions where it's like if anybody hands you a script, it has to go straight in the trash.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for some of these dudes, but I'm also like they have to know that you if you know anything about Hollywood, you know like this can't even touch Kevin's hands.
Yeah.
So this is going right in the trash.
Yeah.
Do you remember those creepy greeting cards we got for John Cusack when John Cusack was supposed to come?
What?
Okay, so did you ever go to any of the Paul Hipp shows?
Yeah.
So Paul Hipp was like best friends with John Cusack. Yeah. And then at one point he was gonna Cusack had verbally committed to coming, and I'm like losing my mind because like John Cusack's like my favorite.
Is this post McDowell?
This was like right around the same time as McDowell.
Okay.
and like maybe like the week after.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
So somehow I think Paul Hip announced on the show that John Cusack is going to be. So we started getting cards and letters at Smog Castle addressed to John Cusack from like all his stalkers. The other crazy, do you remember the guy? There was a Keith Coogan had a stalker that was sitting outside. Yeah. He had like 2 stalkers.
Yeah. Where do we see Keith Coogan recently?
At one of the cons.
Okay, that's right. But I feel like we talked to him.
Yeah.
Oh, he was at Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Wow.
He remembered me too.
God
that's
damn,
right.
man.
Right. That was cool. I forgot about that.
Because Phil gets to bask in the glow.
Yeah.
You basking in it.
Although I bumped into him first because I was like registering us, remember? And I'm like, hey, Brendo, he's over here. Because he was back in the room when I was like doing the registration with the guy. So
because Phil got to go in the VIP
I got to
room.
go in like
the green room.
Yeah, dude, the Hive.
The fancy room.
It was great.
Was Stan Lee in there?
He was not. Oh, he was like, we crossed paths, like walking past them going the other way. And I was like, hey, you know, that's about it.
That's enough.
Were you at Golden Apple when we met Stan Lee?
No, I was at the castle about 40 minutes before they went to go meet Stan Lee and didn't take me with them. I was like, who's the redheaded stepchild on Brady Bunch?
Well, you got to go to some of those crazy Golden Apple. I got you in one of those Golden Apple parties, remember?
No,
they wouldn't let you in.
Oh, because Matt left me in the front.
And then I brought you in.
You came in to grab
me.
Brendo came and saved me.
All right.
I've saved you before. That was which one was that?
That's when you dropped the news on me.
Oh, yeah.
That was the night to be remembered.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, man, we had some crazy times. I got to meet Stan Lee. That was the same night we met Deborah Ann Wool for the first time.
Yeah.
We ended up having her on the show. Wow. We had Deborah Ann Wool.
Yeah.
Now they're all just like freaking huge.
Everybody blew up, Brendo.
Everybody except us.
BrendoMan's blowing up.
BrendoMan's on BrendoMan.
Yeah, BrendoMan's on NXT.
Oh, the BrendoMan.
All right. Well, real quick, we got to talk about our Amazon Prime and how you can get a 30-day free trial.
Yeah. Do all
and
that.
If you're gonna order stuff on Amazon, even if you don't have Prime, you should order it through our Amazon link. You guys have been real good on our Amazon link.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buying stuff.
Thank you for doing
that.
No
butt plugs this week, Phil.
Oh man, that's disappointing.
None?
No.
You read out whatever people
if someone
buy.
buys it, we have to read it.
Our purchase must not have finalized.
It'll come up next week.
All right. Cool. So we got Dr. Christopher's Comfrey ointment. David, this is your stuff, right?
Right now.
So tell me about this stuff that's not because the product is called Dr. Christopher's, but nowhere on the label does it say Dr. Christopher's because I think it would be illegal for him to say Dr. Christopher on the label.
I don't know.
This is like but you swear by this stuff.
No, but it works. I mean, it's lotion.
All right.
See, that's what I said.
What a ringing endorsement.
Then we got
works.
Formula Complete Tissue. Why do you have 2 different ones?
There's a big one and a little one. My wife likes one for next to the bed and one for
Formula Complete Tissue and Bone Ointment.
All right.
It's got stuff in it that helps your skin heal.
What the heck is this?
So if you have like cracked knuckles or whatever.
Shepherd Hardware 7th 8th inch plastic leg tips. This makes me feel like it's a tip for a prosthetic leg.
Maybe.
No,
it's for like the bottom of a table.
This is great. I like being able to see this. Okay.
That's boring.
It's like to level out.
What are the freaking Amazon reviews on leg tips? We got to find a 1 star. There is no 1 star.
Wow.
The lowest is 3 star.
Wow. Yeah, that's
These are pretty highly reviewed leg tips. All it says is 3 stars. Worked for bottoms of folding chair and table leg.
Table leg. Yeah. That's not a review.
Wow. Needed 1 leg tip to sell a shampoo chair on Craigslist. Why do we need to know this? Most other vendors required you buy dozens. I didn't need a multiple lifetime supply, so Shepherd Hardware had a 4-pack available. The size and color are exactly what I needed, and said shampoo chair sold within hours.
Wow.
This is from Dan the Dude.
That is a ringing endorsement for a little rubber thing that goes on the end of a table leg.
Dan the Dude really loving those leg tips.
I'm glad it worked out for him, man.
Good. If you want to sell your shampoo chair, get those leg tips.
Then we got Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus, a devout Muslim encounters Christianity. Is this the Reza Aslan book?
That's great.
No, this is Nabil Qureshi.
Okay.
All right, so it's a Muslim guy talking about Christianity.
All right.
Oh, he became a Christian.
Okay.
So there you go.
Interesting.
It's got 5 stars.
No, what's that guy? He's like the professor guy. What's his name?
Well, you're thinking of Reza Aslan that has that CNN show, and he goes to like the extreme cults.
Yeah.
To like the real
he's
crazy.
Really
like he goes to like doomsday cults.
Yeah.
And stuff. But it's almost like Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
Where he's like Theroux, actually. It's Theroux, I found out. He got very upset at Mark Maron for saying it wrong.
Really?
Wow. But well, because it is like it's in the French, it is ooh. The OUX is ooh.
Yeah.
Justin Theroux, who he's related to, he's like, yeah, he does it. It's wrong. Justin Theroux's wrong, and he is. They are related.
Yeah.
So it's almost that. Like he doesn't, because he gets such good, because he doesn't talk down to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't immediately like, oh, you guys are quacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he just actually,
because
I don't know if you watched Louis Theroux's Scientology movie that he just came out with.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
It's
insane.
On HBO? Yeah, no, that's Going Clear.
Okay,
this is great. Like he actually like it's called My Scientology Movie, and the church starts going after him, and like it's crazy.
What did you see it on? What's it on?
It's I actually paid. I bought it because I wanted, because I listened to it on a Merit. I'm like, that was really good. I want to watch this.
His stuff.
Yeah,
really cool.
his like he went to Westboro Baptist.
Oh shit!
Like it's crazy.
He moves in with like Nazis.
He moves in with Nazis. He did a wrestling one that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like he went to the WCW power plant.
Whoa.
Like Sarge like beat the shit out of him.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
this guy
dude.
goes for it.
Yeah,
He's
he
awesome.
does all the stuff.
All right.
Like
That's I'm in, Brendo.
So this is that.
All right.
This is
That's
not
the last one.
We also got a Kuye laser distance meter. This sounds like a David thing.
Measuring tool.
100 meter measuring tool, handheld.
Freaking laser measuring tape.
It's got sharks with freaking lasers on it.
But how do you say this?
Sounds official.
Kui?
I don't know.
Kwayu?
Chinese import.
Kwehe?
Quiet.
Kwehe. Well, it's like Goobangdoo,
Yeah.
which is another
Goobangdoo.
brand name.
It's got really good reviews.
Yeah.
It does.
You know that now that when David buys stuff, he reads the
No
reviews first
1
to make
star.
sure what we're gonna say about it.
No 1 star, but there is a 2
All right, what's
star.
the 1 2-star?
It
I wanna-
loses its settings.
Oh, David has them memorized.
I bought this like yesterday.
Okay.
Does not work outside in sunlight.
Oh yeah, well those people are dumb because none of those work outside in sunlight. You can buy the $600 version that doesn't work outside
It's
in
a
sunlight.
laser.
Well, there we go.
That's what it's designed to do, is work inside.
Every time you start it, it uses meters as the default.
Yeah, that's the one.
For my work, I use feet. So 3 clicks before I'm ready to go. Not a deal breaker, but a minor annoyance.
Wow. How
Bye,
American.
Yeah.
Bye, shopping mom. I'll
you
just
agree?
put up with this feature that I don't like.
Well, here's the thing: the like name brand ones, that exact same one is $700.
Oh my god.
Then we've got another episode of this Super Knockin' Boots podcast.
I can't tell you how much I enjoy that someone buys other people's podcasts with our
your
reference,
podcast.
right?
And we get
Fantastic.
money for
Yeah,
it.
that's great.
It's fantastic.
So there we
I
go.
appreciate that.
Thank you to the person that's buying that. All right. Again, don't forget about our Facebook group, our subreddit, our Kickstarter. What's going on? I gave you the Brax
Give me the
files.
Good.
Have you done that yet?
I have been working on a nothing but a room escape for 24 hours a day.
Oh, is
for the
this that
last
Janelle's room escape thing?
Yes.
Drop it on me really quick because I'm a third party. I don't know. Repitch it. What's going on the Kickstarter right now?
Well,
What are you
we're
guys working on?
fulfilling rewards at this point. We already successfully fulfilled
This was
it.
like for the vinyl record. Oh, we made a 7-inch.
Yeah, we made a record.
Wow.
We're the world's first podcast on 7-inch record.
Yeah,
Well done, guys.
Kevin
right.
did a 12.
Yeah.
Kevin and
Yeah.
Steve Dave.
7-inch
Yeah,
record.
both
Steve did
did.
the 12 and, then
And
I did
Kevin.
the 7, yeah.
Well, they didn't do a 7. They did a 12.
Oh, they did 12,
also.
my bad.
Yeah.
So we are the first 7.
Right.
Well done.
Which means that we normally talk for hours at a time and we could fit like 6 minutes on each side.
That's so cool.
So yeah, it's out there. So most of the main
Which you
rewards,
still haven't put in the Pop Box store.
the records, that's true. I need to do that. But the
So we have
records are
some
out,
of
the
the stuff.
shirts are out, most of the main stuff is out, but we got a few more.
Okay.
For instance,
things we
the
gotta
Brax
fulfill.
Volume 2 book.
The book
Oh,
is yeah,
shit.
And we also have a BrendoMan All Stars EP.
which is like 95%.
Phil gets real crazy when it comes to like working on those tracks.
Okay.
Well, this will be the first time we're like officially releasing it.
It
too.
is like a
So,
physical.
you know,
Oh,
we're
okay,
like we're
so
manufacturing
EP.
CDs and
Gosh,
stuff
well
even.
done.
And it will
Plus,
be on
like, iTunes and all
Spotify.
that stuff, you know.
I remember you guys were finishing up the first Brax book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to, I don't know if you remember this, we were originally going to have a release party at Smodcastle.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Remember.
But then
That's why I remember.
somebody prohibited that from happening.
Brendo, I already apologized. I was throwing a concert for just one person.
Yeah. We were gonna have a band play.
Party of one.
Oh, that was also when somebody also said no bands at Smog Castle, which I feel like if we had had bands there, it never would have closed.
Yeah, that would have been
because I'm like, you could book bands there anytime that theater that location.
Yeah. That was my pitch. Like, if you don't have comedians or a show,
anytime you have a show, we could have booked bands there. Yeah. We had Shiny Toy. Were you there? Shiny Toy Guns played.
Nope.
When I thought the balcony was gonna collapse because they brought all their guests, and I'm like, you never went to one of those project, whatever those weirdo art guys?
Did Chris perform?
Chris was gonna perform.
He was supposed to. He never made it. Yeah.
The only people that performed on that stage, as far as I know, were Shiny Toy Guns and Amanda Palmer.
Amanda Palmer shut it down, dude. She killed it.
Derek got to help. Derek was the on stage guy that had to unplug and plug in something when she was gonna play, and he was so nervous. But I'm like, dude, you're gonna be fine. And he crushed it and got to be up there because I barely even could hear what was going on in the show because it was literally just the place was completely full. Yeah, completely. So I had to be in the lobby and I couldn't hear the whole time. Whereas Derek was right up on stage there. I was very jealous.
God damn, good times
for Neil Gaiman and Amanda Palmer and. He was reading from American Gods with Kevin and all this crazy stuff. Great. That was nuts. I just remember geeking out because Bob Lefsetz was there and he's a big time music guy in the music business. And I read his daily newsletter and I told him that and he's like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, he's like, "You're the youngest person that's ever said that."
That's awesome.
Stuff. And I remember he gave Blowhard a really good review, and I was really happy for Malcolm because Malcolm didn't know who he was. I'm like, this is going to be huge for you, and sure enough, it did. It got him a lot of attention.
Nice, man.
Because I'm telling you, all industry people read Lefsetz's newsletter. It's a big thing.
Is this your schedule here?
So we do have upcoming events.
Ooh, I'm very excited. I might be at one of these.
Well, don't forget about mountainroomescapes.com.
That's true. They helped put together
up in Big Bear. Here up in Big Bear, use the code Radio BrendoMan for $5 off. Have you ever done a room escape, man?
Bro, we talked about this. I'll never do a room escape.
No, but they're not scary.
Not scary. It's puzzles.
Okay.
That's one I did was a scary one.
There are scary ones, but
most of them are not scary.
I feel like people are gonna tell me it's not scary.
No, it's not. Room. Dude, his kids do them.
Yeah, my kids have done them multiple with them.
Your kids are probably braver than me.
No, they did his kids are wusses. His daughter's a giant wuss.
Yeah, we started watching the movie Holes, and a kid gets bitten by a snake, and she had nightmares for a week, and said, "I don't want to watch the movie again." So, if you can handle a snake bite, you can handle it.
All right,
it's not scary.
No, seriously.
Mountain Room Escapes is definitely not scary.
All right, well,
they did a Legend of Zelda one.
That's pretty cool.
It's exciting, but it's not scary. It's an adventure. It's more like Indiana Jones.
Well, if you ever want to go, you should come with us.
Yeah, we'll do it, man.
But mountainroomescapes.com, use the code Radio BrendoMan. Also, don't forget our friends at Crude Ink. They make cool vinyl artwork on vinyl records. That's etsy.com/shop/Crude Ink. But upcoming appearances. Now, this is technically not a Brendo and Phil appearance because we're not going to be there. But we are franchising out. The Webcomics Advocates and the Podcast Advocates will be at Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, California on May 13th.
Okay. What does this mean?
So we have been doing these panels for both webcomics and podcasts all
at Long Beach, at San Diego, at WonderCon.
So we've kind of, gathered a group of people around. We kind of have
we've equipped them people to do the panel without us.
So Brendan booked them at this thing, and he set them up to go do theirs because we're going to be doing something else that day.
Oh, okay.
This is May 13th is Brendo's mystery birthday surprise.
Yeah, I'm taking him on a birthday thing, which is going to freak out about.
I'll tell you what, if I go on that day,
go to the Podcast
I will go and I will bring back a report. And I will.
You can be our secret shopper.
Because this will be the first one without either of us. We've done
Phil did WonderCon without me this year because I was at WrestleMania.
Okay.
But this is a first.
Yeah.
And Andrew Lindy is going to be heading up both of those panels.
So our brand is out there.
Okay.
But we got Patrick and Eddie are going to be doing the webcomics, which if you've ever been to one of ours, you know how great they are. Yeah. I heard Patrick and Eddie did a great job at WonderCon.
Yep.
And so then on the podcast side, you got Andrew, and I don't even know who he's bringing.
They're going to be good though.
But you can get tickets. They're very cheap. ComicConRevolution.com. It's at the Ontario Convention Center, and it's some of our friends from Long Beach are putting on the show. And then, of course, July 19th or 23rd. So Hotel Apocalypse happened. I heard a lot of unhappy people.
What's going on?
Well,
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, I know.
They already sold all the hotel rooms and everything, and it's always brutal trying to get a hotel from the lottery.
Are you guys set?
Oh, we've been set. We've got.
Okay.
Well, see, I play it every year. We book it at the last minute.
But Phil has a secret.
We have our secret.
Phil has a secret place. Phil has a secret place that only takes phone reservations that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, I can't name it on air.
Okay.
But then we have. But is Janelle coming? Is that happening?
We don't know. So
Phil might be staying in our room at the
them.
Benview Casa.
Ooh.
Andrew's parents' timeshare that they let us use.
Yeah.
And that's me, Emily, Derek, and Andrew.
Wow, very nice.
And maybe Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because we're going to Europe for a month this summer.
Wow.
My parents are taking our whole family like on a cruise, and we're gonna like hang around afterwards since we're already gonna be over there.
Okay.
So we're coming back from that, and then like a week later or something is Comic-Con. So that's why we're not sure if we're gonna all stay down there. We might be ready to like.
I want you to be able to have the full real Comic-Con. You never had that. The 24/7 for 4 days Comic-Con. Phil has never had it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I think one of the last times we saw you randomly walking over to the Bayfront, and you were there.
Yeah,
you were there.
That was so timid. I was with the lady at the time.
Yeah, I didn't know which lady.
He tiptoed around it. He was so sweet. He was like, "You were there." Yeah, me and my girlfriend at the time, and then dude, we were gonna go into the Hall H line, about to swing into the Hall H line, and they open the doors, and this older woman is like guarding the door or whatever, and she's like, "Oh," and me and four of the people, she's like, "Guys, come in." Walked right into Hall H, dude. Walked right in. It was full, and then Spielberg and Peter Jackson was on stage.
Nice.
Yeah, walked right in.
We walked right in. The craziest thing that we ever got to see was we went in for the Red panel. This was Red with like Bruce Willis. And then it was like Joss Whedon and J.J. Abrams, Expendables, where Terry Crews, it was Expendables 1. No, that was another one. That was another year where we walked right in. But that was Expendables and then Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like the all-time greatest Comic-Con panel.
That's amazing.
And then, and then another time we saw Jackie Chan and Expendables 2.
Yeah.
And you didn't make it in for Wreck-It Ralph and John C. Reilly and then it was that Oz movie, so Sam Raimi and Michelle Williams, and that was pretty cool. But you made it for Jackie Chan.
I got there for Jackie Chan
and Expendables. And Arnold just started doing like quotes. He did It's Not a Tumor. He did Conan. He did Conan. He did everything.
Yeah.
He just randomly started doing quotes.
That's amazing.
He's like, shout out movies. I'll do it.
No, he didn't.
I'm not even joking.
Oh my God.
It was the greatest thing ever.
God,
and we gave Jackie Chan a standing ovation.
Yep.
That was kind of wonderful.
Yeah. And then Terry, what's his name?
President Camacho. Oh, Terry Crews.
Terry Crews just got up.
Well, that was the first one. The first one he did that.
Oh, that was the first one.
First one with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Dolph Lundgren and everybody. So the first year, Terry Crews got up on the desk and just ripped his shirt off and started bouncing his pecs. It was crazy.
That's a good time, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was fun times. All right, well, we better. Yeah. Oh yeah. So August 25th to 27th, Comic-Con Palm Springs, ComicConPalmSprings.com just announced Stan Lee is coming back.
That's right.
The retirement tour that never ends.
He's back?
He's back.
Good. Okay.
He had said he was done.
I remember.
And he's coming back to Comic-Con.
He heard that we were booking a whole entire room for the weekend. Yeah. I mean, we were programming 12
live podcast panels.
Live podcast
we did this
panels.
last year. This is our second year.
All of our stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to come down.
We did a live popsicles last year.
Okay.
It was the first live popsicles since the BrendoMan show.
Oh wow.
That was
we had a live radio BrendoMan,
live Mandarin Orange show. We did a bunch of stuff.
We're doing more stuff.
You are.
All right.
Well, I didn't know you were around. I thought you were up in North LA or somewhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in Stockton.
I just go into hiding sometimes.
I don't know where you are.
Yeah, nobody knows.
You pretty much like disappeared.
I'm like Carmen San Diego, man.
Well, you got to come to some of these cons.
All right.
Our true home, September 2nd and 3rd, where it all started, Long Beach Comic-Con, LongBeachComicCon.com. That was in 2009.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's been a long time.
That's led to us doing all these other things.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And then, of course, LA Podfest.
October 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Very excited.
That's where this year Marin's coming back.
Nice.
We're going to have Marin back on the show. We're going to give him our record.
Because the last time we talked about how we were going to make it, and he was all excited.
TJ Miller, I already think we have a soft commitment.
He coming back?
He's coming back.
Oh, my gosh.
I hope dude, last year we had Todd Glass.
Wow.
We've had Todd Glass on. He's a multiple time on the show. Graham Elwood.
Okay.
April Richardson, my personal favorite. Like we had her last year, host of Go Bayside.
Podfest is cool.
It's awesome. It's awesome. We had DC. We had Sam Levine from Freaks and Geeks.
Wow, he's also a great movie trivia.
Yes.
Movie trivia Schmodown.
I haven't.
He's a great
competitor. I know he's really good on that. I know that's his big thing. But we were just freaking out because we had a freaking.
We had one of the
Freaks
geeks.
and Geeks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then we also I met the sheriff from Stranger Things. I got my picture with him.
Dave Harbour?
Yeah, Dave Harbour was there.
He was on
he was on whose show?
Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak show.
Which
we also got our picture taken with Kevin Pollak.
That's awesome.
He wasn't the nicest of people.
He seems like he might not be, but that's okay. That's part of his.
At least he took the picture.
Yeah, he took the picture, man.
But yeah, that's October 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Biltmore.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, there was
training though.
It was a small place, but they built more, so I think we'll be all fit in there.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take care of some of this Kalmbach letter. At least get through maybe an episode.
Segment.
Oh my god!
Look at that. We're not going to cover all that, but we'll do like a segment.
We'll do like one segment.
There we go, like down to 49.
Then we got to do Marmaduke.
We got to do Marmaduke. You know, we close out every episode, every other episode.
I heard this, but I haven't seen. I'm excited.
Oh, dude, you're here for a Marmaduke.
All right. So this is Mark Kalmbach. First of all, I do have a solution for last week's Nostalgia Detectives. So he was talking about a show from PBS that featured somebody telling fairy tales while somebody drew chalk drawings. Oh. And we were trying to figure that out. Phil had definitely seen it.
Yeah, and then when you posted it, like I was like, it was one of those responses where you're like, I know this. This is from my child.
It's called Gather Round.
Okay.
And it was actually from the late 70s.
Wow.
And the chalk drawings that he does are amazing.
Yeah.
It is a really.
No, she does. He tells the story. And
she does the drawings.
It's kind of like.
And it's also very soothing. Like Bob Ross.
I was just about to say, it's like.
You get that ASMR response.
Okay.
Like
so then, while we were talking about that, I thought it was this show, because I remember this space drawing show where there's an astronaut. And that's also, I was not making that up. And it's called The Secret City.
I saw that.
And that show, did you ever watch that show?
That one didn't look familiar.
Oh my gosh. Because I remember drawing those cities and stuff, and Windows 10's trying to get me to restart.
Stop it.
And but yeah, it's, if you ever look up, because I actually watched it and I'm like, I did learn how to draw, because he actually just goes through like foreshortening and how to draw a foreshortened square and all this stuff. And he's wearing this weird astronaut outfit. And there's also puppets at times that like pop up and like they're like aliens. And
whereas
it's a lot of
I've
fun.
watched countless hours of Bob Ross, but I couldn't do what he does. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's like, I'm like, oh, there's a forest there.
But I remember, I bet you somewhere my mom has a notebook of my sketches from doing
the
Secret City.
That's phenomenal.
But yeah, it's really fun. I love that show.
So gather around. And you posted a link in the group.
Yeah, I posted links in the groups, in the Facebook group. Go to radiobrendo.com. That's our link to our Facebook group right there. But let's get started with the Mark Kalmbach. Also, I posted him for Mark, and he like freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was just so excited.
We found it.
We found it for you.
He thought he like had a tough one, even said, but no.
Oh, we've had some way tough ones.
Yeah, this is good. All right, so we're going to do one episode's worth of recap from Mark.
Because we got a lot of episodes worth. All right, we got episode number 48. I agree with Phil. The Three Stooges movie was surprisingly good.
Wow, Phil.
And actually very funny at times.
It was. Will Sasso?
I enjoyed it for the majority of its running time. I'm glad the A-listers were ultimately not cast. I remember because the original plan was like Jim Carrey, Sean Penn.
And it wound up being Will Sasso, Sean Hayes, and
the dude.
Who's the third guy?
I don't even know his name.
Wasn't it the guy from like Dumb and Dumberer?
No, you're just saying that because they had the same haircut.
Yeah,
he has like a Mo haircut. See him, but yeah, I can't think of his name. But anyway, it was pretty good.
Was it French Stewart?
Maybe.
No, because I'm thinking that is Sean Hayes.
That's Sean Hayes.
Him and now I have to look.
I'm telling you, it's dumb. It's a dumb comedy. I'm not saying it's like Oscar worthy, but it's pretty funny.
See, this is sad to me, Phil, because we talked about it earlier. You're like, oh, when you get older, like when you have kids, you can go see like one movie a year. And now I'm like imagining like the one movie you go to see is the Three Stooges remake. And
Will Sasso, Sean Hayes.
To be fair, I rented this one. We did not see this
one.
Oh,
thank God. I was going to say.
Who is this guy? I don't even know who this is. Chris Diamatopoulos?
Oh, he's on Silicon Valley.
Okay.
Is he the one that was Mo?
Yeah, that's Mo.
Okay.
I don't even know who that is.
He plays the billionaire on Silicon Valley. That's all I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, also, you have to know about me. I like a lot of movies that a lot of people might call dumb movies.
Okay.
I'm like that. We got Larry David's in it. Jane Lynch. Look at that list.
Look, man. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Come on.
I'm with you.
All right.
It's funny stuff.
Okay.
Mark agrees.
The latest I've read about a potential sequel. That's not happening. I read this last year, I think, is that the directors want to put the Stooges in an action movie. I honestly don't see this happening. I think the previous film fared very poorly at the box office.
I think you're accurate in that assessment.
I would say you're very accurate in that assessment.
Ugh. I must disagree with Brendan. He spelled my name wrong. Spielberg's Lincoln wasn't very good. I liked it.
I'm also, you know what? I'm against Brendo now again.
I liked the competing Lincoln movie that year, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I love that movie.
Wow. I'm sorry, me and Mark can't be friends. Wow.
Now, to be clear, neither were great movies, but at least Vampire Hunter looked great.
Okay.
And Steven Spielberg's movie didn't. Freaking Daniel Day-Lewis.
Full disclosure, I saw neither of them, so I cannot contribute.
Tommy Lee Jones.
I don't know.
I gotta tell you, he's already back to Three Stooges.
He's coming after you now, Phil. Phil, from one Bond fan to another, Skyfall sucks.
In all caps.
And I disagree because one, isn't that the only Craig Bond that you like?
No, okay.
You like Spectre?
I do like Spectre too. It wasn't quite as good as Skyfall, but I thought it was good.
I like Casino Royale. I hate Quantum of Solace. Yeah. I fall asleep every time I watch that movie.
I can't even say what happens in that movie. Yeah. And I did not like Casino Royale. It had a couple moments, but it was very boring for me. Like the card scene should not have been.
The card scene was too long,
right? And then they're like,
and also they weren't playing Baccarat.
No.
And I'm like, they're not playing Hold'em in freaking Monaco. Yeah. They're not playing Hold'em in Monaco.
Plus, they spent like the whole time, like the dialogue in that scene is them explaining how, okay, now he's gonna go all in. Yeah. That means he's betting. I'm like, what are you explaining this for? We don't need you to explain.
It's like an episode of The Big Bang.
Exactly.
Like, let's explain all of this.
Dude, they don't in Baccarat. They don't go, okay, now here's the part where
James
Bond has the
so
blah, blah.
I do have to say my biggest pet peeve about working with a bunch of like middle-aged teachers. Every day. Oh, then the thing you're like, oh, you probably watched that thing on Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. I'm like, no. When I finally had to tell the person, I'm like, Big Bang Theory is horrible. They're like,
oh, people get with
and I'm like, that show sucks. And I'm like, and they're like, because they're like, oh, you're Sheldon. I'm like, I hate you so much right now. Stop it. I think the most adequate description, and she doesn't take credit for it, but what's her name? Mara Wilson said it's nerd blackface.
It is totally nerd blackface. It is. When people are like, oh, you wear Batman, sure you must love Big Bang Theory. And I'm like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that like it is point of contention. I have semi brought this up to Will because like Will is on Big Bang Theory and he loves it, but he is getting that check. But I think he also likes it.
You think so?
Well, I think so because he's friends with everybody on the show. Him and Mayim Bialik are like best buds, which I'm glad Mayim Bialik because I'm glad. And
well, I will bring up what we talked about last episode. If Will called you up and says, Brendan, I'll give you $100 if you'll come be on it, you would do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I have to say Bazinga?
Yes.
No, for 100?
Will Wheaton called you up and says, Brendo,
for a 100. That's not even SAG minimum.
Can you wear a the BrendoMan t-shirt?
Yes, but it has to say Bazinga.
Does it have to say? Can it say RadioBrendo.com?
Bazinga.
For $100,
and you're in a scene with Will.
I'd do it.
You know you would do it. You would definitely do it.
Derek's laughing right now.
If you came out in you had to come out in a green Bazinga shirt only.
Not for 100.
And Will said, please, Brendo, as a personal favor to me, I want you to come on the show.
Of course.
He said,
you would do it in a heartbeat.
If he said that, but when has he ever, that's not even
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. For a friend, you would do a lot of stuff.
All right. Favorite Hitchcock films are mentioned here. So I suppose I should mention my 3 favorites in no particular order. North by Northwest, Strangers on a Train, and Rear Window. So that's 2 of my favorites.
Those are excellent choices.
I like North by Northwest. I think it's like a lot. That's like the go-to, like the people see a lot. Yeah. And I don't think it's not like, it's definitely not, it's great, but it's not my favorites.
Yeah.
I think Strangers on a Train is like, and Rear Window are like my top 2. I love those.
I mean, you know, if you want to get me on Hitchcock, I can go all night. What's your favorite?
Birds, easily birds.
Dude, do you want to see the shirt that I'm wearing right now?
I know.
I went to Bodega Bay where they shot birds and bought this T-shirt. That's the schoolhouse right there. It says the birds, and I went to that schoolhouse and I went.
Did you run down the street? Like,
oh, dude, we reenacted everything.
That's amazing.
Did you go in the phone booth? And like...
I've gone there twice. Once pre-kids and post-kids. Like the birds is definitely.
Did you go on a boat?
We did not go on a boat.
Okay. So you're not fully reenacting.
Well, here's the thing. Like, they had just had like some major storms went up the first time, and like there were boats like half
flipped
sunken
over.
in the harbor at the time. Like, it was not. And then the last time we went, we just drove through and like had lunch and stuff.
Dude, I will say about like the times at Universal, that was the best part. Is like being able to walk around, just going to
the Psycho House,
just walk around the back lot and just like go through.
Well, that's why I love going to Horror Nights. Is getting to get off the tram and walk through the freaking Bates Motel.
Yeah,
it's always, even when there's no monsters, it's always terrifying.
Yeah, see, I would do the whole night just for that. I've never gotten to do
You gotta come do it.
I smoked a cigarette in right by the clock tower, like one Horror Nights, pitch black, just like chilling.
I just love those stories. Like Kevin tells that story of like while they were filming Mallrats, they would just go hang out at the Psycho House, and then when the tour went by, they just go hide.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, that's like Janelle's story where she like would take them like by the Jungle Cruise, and then if the thing they would hide.
Well, and the train
dinosaurs.
goes through the dinosaurs. That was.
I've been in there.
Yeah.
That's like a rite of passage. Is if you can figure out, because I had to figure it on my own how to get in there.
Yeah.
And I did.
You went in with the animatronics?
Yeah,
I wouldn't go in there. I'm terrified.
I went
There's
in
a path
there.
like behind them.
Yeah.
So you like are kind of like down. You can like peek up.
No way.
I've been in Pirates of the Caribbean.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's too scary.
It is a little scary.
Yeah.
We went inside Indiana Jones and the lights were off, and I got freaked out because I'm like, because just the idea of like something turning on all of a sudden, or like they start moving in the dark.
Yeah.
Like my worst nightmare. Phil and I have a mutual nightmare of like falling in the submarine lagoon.
Oh, that was like a recurring
constant nightmare. Like getting sucked out of the portal. And like then there's like the sharks are real,
swimming around, and
I see pictures of those divers, and I'm like, that's something where I would have to be a large money situation.
They get
for me to scuba dive in the submarine lagoon. Oh,
as an adult, I don't know if
I still think I'd be freaked out.
I would be too freaked out to do it.
Well, now that there's Nemo stuff in there,
that there's
still
still
too
like
scary. I ain't going down there.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
All right, so if I was forced to, because I don't have a long time, my 3 Hitchcock movies, just because we got to do it.
Okay.
I would say The Birds.
Yep.
I would say Psycho, and I'm gonna go like kind of throw a curveball.
Here comes
Trouble with Harry.
That's good.
I've never seen it.
It's like the original. What's it called? Weekend at Bernie's.
Okay.
Because the trouble with Harry is that he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. They keep burying him and digging him up and moving him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first scene. Like, it's not. Yeah. It's amazing.
Lifeboat's great.
It's a comedy.
Lifeboat's great.
Again, like once you start saying it,
because
it's
Lifeboat
head,
takes place on
so
the Rear Window is so
I do. I love
good.
Rear Window.
Oh.
I love Strangers on Train. I love Saboteur.
Yeah. What about Vertigo?
Vertigo is great, although it's not like.
Who do you like better as a leading man? Are you Jimmy Stewart or Cary Grant?
Oh, I don't know. It's like asking me to pick my favorite child, you know. Because you got Rear Window, you got Jimmy Stewart, but then North by
Man Who Do
Northwest.
Too Much.
Oh yeah. So see, I love that original one too.
Yeah.
Those like that's an interesting film study.
All the
remakes.
remakes.
The original, and then he remade his own movie.
Wow.
He did that more than once.
No, he only made only one.
But then he's got all the silent ones.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know a lot of them have similar plots. The man is falsely accused and that kind of thing. But
okay, I thought some of those.
Well, then if you want to go like old school, I always have loved Rich and Strange, which is one like these this couple goes on like an adventure on their honeymoon and they get like lost.
I think the oldest one I've seen is like 39 Steps.
It's right around there.
Lady Vanishes.
Also great.
I've seen that.
And my favorite silent one, definitely The Farmer's Wife.
Ones.
Yeah, or The Lodger. Because The Lodger's good. That's like the first one. That's about Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
It's probably one of the. Well, it's like his first really well preserved one that he directed. The other ones just have bits.
And then what about like of his later stuff that a lot of people
I've always enjoyed. Like I'm totally okay with that.
People trash that.
I know. It's definitely like it's 1972 Hitchcock. It's different. It's campy, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Bruce Dern. is like
Bruce
great,
Dern,
like,
especially 70s Bruce Dern.
Gosh, like he's amazing.
Man.
And then
that's why I think that has to be like why Laura Dern is so cool because like I know she didn't grow up with Luke because like her mom, I forgot what her mom's some other famous lady. And like, but just having Bruce Dern, because like Bruce Dern in The Burbs is just like my favorite thing of all time.
And Frenzy, I also really like Frenzy. Frenzy's got a special place there too.
Hey Pinocchio, where do you think you're going? I could quote him all the time.
All right. Well, anyway, that's my Hitchcock bait.
All right.
I could go on, but
Phil was sufficiently enamored with the Psycho remake to the extent that he saw it in theaters. I'll add to that multiple times, and he took a date on it, which was a bad idea.
Only the first time did I.
Do tell.
Okay.
Oh, well, this is also the story of the Switch.
Well, here's the
What?
thing.
What was the Switch?
Phil and I successfully did a Switch. We dated roommates, and then we switched.
No.
Yeah.
On a date.
On a date.
It wasn't like long.
It was never like a long-term thing.
Okay.
But we dated both of them, each of us.
Did you go on a date after the Switch each?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's successful.
Everyone was all
It was
friends
a successful
still. It was all-
Switch.
Yes, it was all friendly.
But we
But we
both
both
took the same girl to very inappropriate movies. Not inappropriate, but just uncomfortable.
Okay, because Psycho, if I had to, is probably my favorite.
Okay.
It's at least up there.
The remake?
They did I mean,
Okay,
his
yeah.
originals. And so the word on the street was he did it like a shot-for-shot remake, and it's close.
The word was close, yeah.
But he added just a little bit of
Like he added some sound effects during the
that really
scene.
made that scene a lot more uncomfortable than it already was.
Yeah, there's multiple things in there.
There is. So, it was just a little
And then
awkward.
before that, I had taken her to see Pleasantville, and there's another masturbation scene.
Guys, what was going on?
I don't know.
Before you could read all the stuff
I
on
didn't
the
know
internet.
about Pleasantville. I didn't know there was going to be a freaking masturbation scene in Pleasantville.
Oh my
This is
God.
before you could read
There
that
was-
stuff on the
this
internet.
is- I think IMDb had just started, and we had dial-up at college.
Yeah.
I'm not looking up that.
I had to call Movie
I'm
Phone to
calling
get that
Movie
information.
Phone, but it doesn't say, by the way, this lady.
Yeah, don't take a date to this
Yeah, they
one.
should have had him like, is this a good date movie?
Right.
No.
Yeah, say yes or no.
So yeah, we both had awkward date experiences.
Now, all that being said, I still enjoy that one as kind of a movie, an experiment.
Okay.
Like it's nowhere like the original, but I think it's
But
really
it's got
cool.
William H. Macy and Flea
Vince
and
Vaughn.
Julianne
Vince Vaughn's
Moore.
I think Vince Vaughn did a really cool job. Like I liked his.
This one's cool, man.
So it's a unique kind of experiment,
All right.
for what it was.
I'm not judging you on that. I was just taking a break there, but that's,
Oh wait, he did say. He said he saw it in theaters 3 times. I didn't finish.
with an exclamation mark.
Please, and all caps. Please, Phil, get help. We need you with us. Having said that, what are your guys' thoughts on the 2 theatrical sequels, the original? I don't know if you've ever seen the sequels.
I've never had.
They're actually, in their own ways, like kind of amazing.
Huh.
Like the Anthony Perkins,
Still Anthony Perkins.
Psycho
Yeah,
2, Psycho 3.
Yeah.
They're actually really, like, they have a huge cult following. They're kind of bonkers, but they're definitely worth watching.
Wow.
I did, however, see The Birds 2 as like probably
That
younger than I
is
should have.
garbage.
And I have like there's a shot in it where I think it's still Tippi Hedren, maybe,
I don't know.
or maybe it's a lookalike, but she's in a cage and these birds are attacking her.
Oh.
And I saw it like way too young.
I just remember
and I just saw
there's
it.
a super boring scene where they're like, their boat capsizes and they have to go under the boat, and that scene just felt like it was 20 minutes long, and there's no birds, and it's just them like. And I just remember because I remember watching it because it was a TV movie, and I remember just being like, "This is." At first, I was so because I love the birds. That was the first Hitchcock movie my dad ever like rented and showed because my dad loved Hitchcock, and like I ended up going with Phil. We saw the birds at the Academy,
That's
like in the theater.
We
saw a special screening of it. But like my dad took us to see like a revival screening of Rear Window in the theater, like all this stuff. So like Birds 2, giant disappointment, and also like there was some real freaky.
Yeah, well, and
weird.
again, just as a kid, like like you said, it stuck with me.
Yeah,
so.
clearly I can tell.
Yeah.
Well, that original one freaked me out as a kid.
But see,
It
I
really
for
freaked me
whatever
out.
reason, I caught it was on TV, I'm sure, and I was flipping channels, and I think it was at my grandparents' house because that's where I got to do that.
Yeah, I guess no one's paying attention.
And yeah, I saw it before I had seen the birds. Like I was just a kid, So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark. We'll
good
continue. But right now, it's time.
It's time.
It's Marmaduke
I'm very excited.
time.
It's Marmaduke time. All right, so let's see. Last week, if you remember correctly,
Phil had a dream where Marmaduke was obeying him, and then it turned out it was just a dream.
Marmaduke's in control.
So our theory, we'll just give you the short Cliff Notes version.
Okay.
Marmaduke, because we were trying to figure out why these people hate Marmaduke. They hate him. They obviously don't even want him there.
Okay.
Because like half the comments are about how much they hate Marmaduke. They actively torture him. Phil tried to kill him. Phil left him in a hot car on purpose.
Phil's the name of the character.
Phil is the dad.
Because last week when I was listening, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little toasty. I was kind of toasty, and I was like, I just heard it's like Phil's carrying him, or like he was doing something terrible to the dog, and I was like, why is Phil doing this to dog, and why are they saying it?
Phil's the dad.
Phil's the dad. Dot's the mom.
Dot's the mom.
Okay.
And the kids' names, I found out it's on the back.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
The kids are Billy and Barbie.
Okay,
they named their daughter Barbie. It's probably Barbara.
Yeah.
But anyways, so why do they hate this dog so much? And why don't they just get rid of it? Well, then he starts doing some weird stuff where
he murders people.
Marmaduke kills people.
Multiple.
Marmaduke can walk. Marmaduke can talk to animals.
Okay.
He can drive.
Okay.
He can change shape at will. He's always getting bigger or smaller depending on the panel.
His doghouse is like the TARDIS.
His doghouse is like a TARDIS. It's like an apartment inside.
Did they ever explain it?
Well, that's what we're like. What's going on?
Explained it.
So we're like, okay, Phil killed his father.
Yeah.
Not this.
Not me. Not me. My dad's alive and well.
Because there's obviously a malicious side of Phil.
Okay.
And so Phil killed his father and buried him in the backyard.
Whoa.
And the spirits has entered this dog.
They dug up the bones.
Whoa.
The dog dug up the bones. Phil's dad's spirit imbued the dog.
Holy
now
shit.
he's a hellspawn.
Yeah.
And it's like a Chucky thing where he's trying to take a human form.
Whoa.
So
and he's always trying to give his bone to other people in the comic, and that's how
and
he
you can
passes
see
on
he's
his spirit.
always trying to do stuff.
So,
and we think he has this freaking link with Phil. They're like linked
he
together.
Can control him and stuff too.
Whoa.
That's why in this last episode, Phil dreams the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah, that he's in control, and then he wakes up, and the dog is like in control of him again.
Whoa.
And the one before that, Marmaduke did take control of him.
He takes him out there, and you can see, like, look at these drawings. Like, he's out
Phil
of control
has
of
like
his
Joker
body.
face.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's so scary.
Whoa, and he's just going,
Someone get Max Landis. Well, we're gonna pitch this.
I'm telling you, this right here.
Marmaduke.
The real Marmaduke.
My
The real
new
Marmaduke.
thing.
Yeah.
I actually emailed them, did not get a response. I think I need to start tweeting at him.
Yeah.
Because you know how Harmontown lets all sorts of quacks get up and talk about whatever they want? I feel like we need to present this because there is, in Rick and Morty, there is a part where, like I forgot what the joke is, but like, Morty's like, man, I wish I could just not care about life and whatever. And then Brad Anderson, hi, I'm Brad Anderson, creator of Marmaduke.
I vaguely remember
And
this,
it's like a Rick and Morty jokes. We're like, Dan Harmon must have some ideas about Marmaduke, so we have to present this. So I'm like, we got to get on Harmontown. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to Lucha Vavoom, because Jeff is one of the like commentators, and I'm like, I got to talk to him.
Fuck yeah, bring the Marmaduke book, dude.
If we could bring Marmaduke to Harmontown, that's why people need to tweet. People need to email.
We need to bring it to
We need to bring this to Harmontown.
I'll spread the word.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got this week here.
What do we got?
I don't know. All right, so first of all, we got
Marmaduke. I think I maybe like
read
ahead a little bit. It's a little nutso.
All right, so Marmaduke is first of all, he's what, about 6 feet tall in this one? I don't know, something like that. And Dot's sitting on a chair, and Marmaduke's speaking. He's going, arm.
So he's talking. He's making noises that a dog cannot make.
And she understands. Yes, Marmaduke. Anything you say, now go lie down. Like he's communicating with her, like Chewbacca, where she can talk back to him.
Like what the hell?
Yes,
it's not
Marmaduke,
a dog.
You say. Yeah, already first panel. Like what's happening? And then you hear scratch, and they both look over. Marmaduke's excited, and now he's gotten like a lot shorter. Like he's when he's calm, he's shrinking
down. Yeah.
And Dot opens the door. By the way, her neck has disappeared in this picture. Like there's no neck on that body there.
It looks real
it's
crisp
just head
and wide.
into the And she opens the door, and a dog comes in.
That name.
Sorry.
And a dog comes in. Looks like a girl dog from the way the hair's drawn. There's
that's like his weird scribbly dog.
Like remember he has like those girls that he's
and it's just a freaking scribble dog.
Yeah. And then you've got like the long hair dog. Scratch. Like 5 or 6 dogs are coming in the door. Okay. Scratch. There's more. They just keep piling in, and Dot's looking real upset. And then she walks away and says, Marmaduke. And then there's Marmaduke, and he's laying on the couch with all these dogs like on top of him and around him. It looks sort of like a sheik with his harem around him or something, right?
Wow.
And she says, "Who said you could have a slumber party?"
Whoa,
that's pretty silly.
Hey, dumb.
But the fact that he like talked to
this is the important panel of this one right here.
Yeah.
He speaks,
and then he just summoned all these dogs.
Yeah, and they just know to come. So he's got this like psychic power over them. Wow. And he
has dominion over all animals and people.
Yes.
That's what we've determined.
Because
we've seen him like straight up murder people.
Yeah.
Who did he murder?
He like backed up a car and there was like the guy pinned underneath it.
He also just like there's one where it like cuts to him running outside. You don't see what happens.
You just hear sound
and then this woman's just like on the ground like dead.
Twisted. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, guys stumbled upon something here.
I'm telling you.
No one take this. No one else. No one out there. Have you already said this?
We've been
saying this.
This has been a thing
for like 2 years now.
Yeah, this is like a 2 year. My mom just got me these my mom got me these Marmaduke books for Christmas. I'm like, Phil, what are we gonna do with these? And Phil's like, I know.
These on the show, man. That's what I'm doing.
And there's like 20 of these, so we got this forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go.
Great.
You have to know what to look for because sometimes you got a dumb punchline, but when you got gold,
some of them
like
you have no
here,
punchline.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, he speaks to her and
Love
she says
it.
yes,
Yeah,
and then all the dogs are summoned.
Yeah, she clearly understands what he's saying.
Yeah.
David and his freaking beast computer. Yeah. I'm just saying that thing is just so massive. I'm just very impressed and jealous.
It's peanut butter and jelly right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think that's going to do it.
So.
Matt Cruz, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for
Once
having
again,
me.
you
Man,
recorded
awesome.
your rap album is finally available.
Yeah, I'll do the plug.
Matt Cruz Sucks.
Yeah, MattCruzSucks.com, SoundCloud.com/MattCruzSucks. Yeah, Riverside on Tuesday nights downtown at the Hideaway. You'll catch Brendo and Phil in the summer.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta make that happen.
It's happening.
It's happening.
We also recently connected with some local Redlands comedians.
Yeah, so
hopefully
some good things happening. Yeah,
but, they have like a comedy night on, but it's like a showcase. It's not an open mic.
Okay.
So we got to ask them like, how do you get on that showcase? And is there any other? Maybe they might know about some other stuff.
They probably do. They probably do.
So we got to connect with these people.
Yeah.
I'm just worried they're gonna be like half our age.
That's all right.
Just go in knowing that they probably are, and then when they're not, be like excited about it.
Even if they are, just tell them I'm the BrendoMan. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, okay.
You know what BrendoMan is about? BrendoMan's about
I just pull up the promo. Oh man, I can't believe I said I'm the big bad BrendoMan.
Oh no, dude, that's one of the best parts.
Yeah.
Oh. That thing will live on.
What if like at NXT Riverside, Killian Dane gets on the microphone, is like, "Is BrendoMan here?" And I'm just like,
"Calling you out, BrendoMan."
No, you'd say, "Is the
BrendoMan?"
No, his response was, "Good luck with that," which means like, whatever, dude.
BrendoMan
He could crush you. He could crush me. He's a very large man.
Would you let him crush you?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
What if you're there and he says, "BrendoMan, I want to crush you"?
Get in the ring. I'm going to crush you. Would you do it?
Sure.
All right. All right.
It's my dream to get hit with a chair.
I mean, I can fulfill that dream tonight.
Yeah, we'll do that right now.
Benson and I got so close.
Almost.
We were like 2 or 3 shows away from me getting hit with a chair by somebody.
Man.
But then that indie folded.
That's a shame.
I was bummed.
So close.
We gotta have stickers for you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry, not to
Nice.
interrupt the wrap up here.
Oh, that's good.
Should have had Phil bring some.
Yeah.
We got our stickers.
Yeah. Man.
I'll put some on my guitar
that's
case.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. There you go. It's a Stunner Cat.
Did you draw that?
No.
Okay.
Somebody from Riverside drew that.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
At least
thanks so
you
much
got
for
the
being
sticker
on the
game
show.
going
guys.
on.
This was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks,
Good
Matt.
stuff. I'll bring
gotta-
another Brendo track too.
Nice.
Thanks, David, for chiming in occasionally.
Yeah.
Thanks for being our in-studio audience.
Woo.
Yeah.
Do you think we could like? Do you think we could charge people to like sit in the seat?
Yeah.
That'd be like the Brendo VIP experience.
Yeah.
You get some Mountain Dew.
That's how you could get money for open mics.
Oh, you
There
have to
you
bring
go.
your own snacks to share
It
with
is-
your
That's true. Yeah, that's the rule.
You have to bring us snacks.
the one-man audience over there.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that show that Mark Maron hosted? I think it was Mark Maron. No, I think it was somebody else. Because Mark Maron hosted Short Attention Span Theater. There was a show on like Comedy Central in like the 90s where it was like the guy, he would have one person in the audience.
What? No.
And they would
that's
randomly
awesome.
pick. And my friend Jane actually got to do it because you would have to write in and you would pick from like people that wrote in to be the one person audience for the show.
Come, you got to write
and
in.
He'd interview him and everything.
You got to bring something as good as
it was kind of like, you remember like Dominic like had like the jar, you put your name in the jar and he'd pick somebody and they were the first guest.
That's cool.
But then it would be like something crazy. Because I remember he had like Paul F. Tompkins like doing one of his characters.
Yeah.
And that was the goofy like, oh, you're great on Community. Like right as he's walking out, I'm like, you're great on Community. He turned around, he said, yeah, that was great. And then he turned back around and left.
Yeah.
And then what was another? I'm just trying to think of this, some good memories of that. Oh, when Paul Rust, that was when I saw like Paul Rust, who now of Love fame on Netflix. I don't know if you see that show, but also he wrote Pee-wee's Big Holiday. The Netflix movie, and we knew that at the time.
Oh,
and this was like when it was announced. So Derek and I tried to grill him because it had like just been announced, and he's like, I cannot say anything, but you guys must really be fans because most people don't have no idea who I am, let alone that. That's how big nerds are. So at least he acknowledged because he was impressed. But like he's like, no chance.
Sheldon, right?
No chance. Are you getting any information out of me? But hey, Pee-wee's Big Holiday was amazing.
That was great.
I love the part where they're speaking Spanish.
All right.
And I also remember how close we were. Speaking of Pee-wee's Big Holiday, we were so close to getting Joe Manganiello on Bagged and Boarded.
Yeah, I remember.
It was so close.
Yeah. Oh.
That would have been nuts.
Amazing, yeah.
Because the publicist, he was one of her clients.
But then Matt had also gotten like 2 or 3 cats from.
Yeah.
So he knew a couple of them. So
we had we had Michael McMillian. We were working our way up to Skarsgård. That was like the goal. Yeah. And McMillian said he played the show for him, and he was somewhat interested.
No,
and
way.
then we
Not
met.
The one where they said that you were gonna fuck.
No.
I think that would have been great.
But then it got to the point where we met Evan Rachel Wood. But then I don't know if were you there when Matt blew that chance?
Yeah, you guys are freaking out.
Well, we were cool. Derek and I were cool the whole time.
It's good to have an.
We were cool with them when we were talking to her.
Yeah, when they were talking to her, they
brought
it together.
But then Matt blew that up.
Yeah.